Hello, everyone. My name is Kyle.
I'm Matt. I'm Alex.
I'm Rachel.
This is Tony. And we are Pseudo Adults. That was like a WWE.
Yeah. Wow. Let me tell you, welcome to episode 209 of Pseudo Adults. Brother, we're charged and ready and jacked. Yeah. We got 200 Slim Jims in our blood.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
The meat sweats are happening, everyone. Pseudo Adults, in case this is your first time listening to us, this is a nice, rectangular roundtable discussion where we talk about all the things that are fun and interest us. Sometimes it's the stuff that we're actually working on ourselves because it's fun to kind of like take a peek behind the curtain and see like everything throughout our own personal like creative processes. And then just like, you know, the movies, the TV shows, we got a whole big agenda today. There's always room for more if we don't get to them all, but I think we'll have a good time. What's going on with you guys?
I was just thinking, it's pop culture and personal projects. It's the triple P.
The P.
Whoa. Yeah.
But the P is silent.
In the first one, pseudo. Yeah, so it's 4 Ps.
Puppies, pet ponies.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Maybe we should put a P before adults.
The P.
Pseudo
Pseudo-adults.
Yeah.
The P's are silent.
All the Ps are
So it's
silent.
5 Ps.
Yeah.
It's the rebanding.
All right, why not? Sounds even more difficult to spell.
It's the rebranding.
Yeah.
It's been, I forget, a few weeks, a month or so since we had last recorded an episode. What's going on? How's life? What's going on with you guys?
It's life.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. You seem prepared to answer that question.
I was. It's
Life
life.
is
everything
going
okay?
taxes.
Everything's good,
Oh,
I guess. Everything's good.
Bills.
It's good now.
I had a story that was like
But it was
really fresh a few
complicated.
weeks ago, but now it's kind of like it's getting a little rusty. But I I went to a country music concert for the
Yeah.
first time in my life.
How was that?
It was very interesting, I have to say. It was a Kenny Chesney concert.
Okay.
Who's that?
He's a country singer.
His knees are Ches.
Yeah, his knees are chests.
Yeah.
He's got, wow, he's got 6 nipples.
Some people have boobies. He has boob knees.
Ooh,
That's
pretty hot.
left no crumbs. It was just like a lot of fun to like people watch, and just like it was. You could tell it was like a wannabe like Jimmy Buffett concert type of experience. The tailgating was unreal. There was like every parking lot that they have for like where the Patriots play football was just completely like packed with tailgaters.
Wow.
Type of situation. And it's kind of irrelevant to the show, but like, hey, that's actually a really neat area over by that. It's like I don't know what you call it, a half hour outside of Boston. They had like a whole little like town right by the stadium, so it's like we didn't have to like tailgate. You actually like go sit down at a restaurant. We had a big group and they sat us all. I was like, oh, this is actually really nice.
Boston's nice. I like that.
Yeah, and just
Boston.
wander into the stadium.
Boston is very nice.
Uncle Cracker was there,
Which
Oh.
jelly.
but he was the opener. I think he only played for a half hour, and as we were like waiting on the line to walk in, I'm like, I'm here.
Those are,
Yeah, that's the one.
those are. I can't believe he made 2 songs a half an hour.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, does he even have enough songs for half an hour?
He sang with Kenny Chesney for a little bit too, right? So 3 songs he may have.
The other song that you know him for, he sang with Kenny Chesney during his set later.
Oh my God!
The show is probably what you'd expect it to be. There's the only noteworthy things, like the only things that like we remember now. I should remember the name. She deserves to have her name stated, but the Zach Brown band was pretty cool.
Zach Brown is good.
They had like a little bit for everyone because they had a little bit of chicken fry and a cold beer on a Friday. But they also like played Bohemian Rhapsody. They played went down to Georgia with the guy in the fiddle. And so it's like, I was like, I know those songs. I don't know their songs, except for that other one.
Maybe that's why they did a couple more covers.
Yeah.
They're like, at least people know music.
That way people could sing along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that crowd sing.
Yeah. That'd be sick. You're watching like the live orchestra and people are singing along to the live orchestra.
That's gonna be us at the Sonic Symphony.
The artist in between was, her name is Megan Maroney.
Whoa.
Isn't Batman fighter?
I think so. Oh my god, it's got that comic book alliteration.
Yeah.
So when Kenny Chesney was playing, and I like my wife's like interpretation of everything, because I was just like, I was just like in it for the lulz. I binged Kenny Chesney's music, and I actually found like his 2024 set list playlist on Spotify and listened to it twice, and I like blew my friends away that I knew words to the songs. I was like, oh yeah, I'm legit. But there, later on in his set, he brought it on Uncle Cracker and sang the "I Want to Drift Away," give him the beat, bring in my soul. I want to get lost in your rock and roll. Then he brought out Megan Maroney and sang a song with her, and it was kind of like, apparently him playing at this venue is like his place.
Whoa.
There's a sign that I don't think they just put up, like there's all the way in the back, like up in the rafters, being like, this is where he announced that, like his fan base is called No Shoes Nation.
What?
Okay.
Wow.
No Shoes Nation.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And that was like a decade ago.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it was just like, this is his place. He it was just his final, like I think it was on the first day of like a 3-night thing at that stadium, but at the end of his tour, and he brings out Megan Maroney, sings a song with her, and then he's just kind of like having like it felt like it was the last show, but I guess it wasn't. So I was like, wow, we're here for the last show of the tour. I'm like, oh, he's playing there again the next 2 nights. but like, he was basically like talking her up. He's like, it's like, you guys don't understand. She's so amazing. She's so kind. And then he physically touches her here. He's like, her heart. Whoa. And then we're just like, did he just do that? Did he just touch that woman on her upper chest?
Interesting. That's where the heart is, right up here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that, and she just was just like, I don't know. I mean, she played it off fine, but like, there's no way that was okay. Yeah. And that became like the only part that we really remembered from the concert.
That was the highlight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Her heart.
in honor of that special announcement, I think it's time that we make our special announcement. Space Zamboni will be doing Foot Fetish Fridays.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Every Friday, new foot.
Every Friday, a new foot for every fan. So Foot Fetish Fridays for fans.
There are 5 Fs.
How did that become the theme?
I mean, there was a couple of people in our group that were like, well, if it brings me money, sure.
I think everyone.
I agree. I have no socks on right now.
She's already halfway there.
And every third Friday of the month will be Find a Foot.
That is true.
Find a Foot Friday.
Find a Foot Friday.
Find a Foot Friday.
Every third Friday is Find a Foot Friday.
You got to bring somebody in off the street?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Can I coerce you to come to this house and show us your feet?
Please, I'm going to have the camera will only be on your toes.
Yeah. We promise you nothing else weird will happen, but we are going to have a camera.
I forgot we did foot
Yeah, that
cam.
was a thing.
Oh, my God, yeah.
This is like the testing ground. Yeah. Oh my god. You guys got any country music concerts?
We have thousands of bees.
We saw Alien Romulus.
Whoa. That's
about
right,
that.
yes.
Is that a country?
Well, I mean,
I don't know how that reminded me of
What
it.
genre
that
was
one
that?
planet was kind of like country
That's
looking
what I
because it was like how they portray some states as like a junkyard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that's what reminded me. I don't know. It just popped in my head.
Yeah, that really did. It felt like spirit reading.
Yeah.
We watched Alien Romulus.
We
On the itinerary now.
we had a bee infestation.
Really?
Bumblebee.
Oh, you
infestation.
did?
Oh, yeah.
And, along with
That was
other
a thing.
things.
Can I explain how Dad said it?
Yes.
And you guys explain how it really happened?
Yeah.
So our dad, me and Tony are brothers. If anyone didn't know, the two tan people. Oh my god.
No way.
Yeah. So he comes to me and he goes, "Yeah, I was just at Tony and Rachel's house. I was fixing all their stuff over there, and they had a leak, so there was water all over the floor, and in the water was hundreds of bees.
Hundreds?
There was hundreds of bees everywhere. You couldn't step. There was bees everywhere.
That's not even how
Yeah."
it happened.
And he goes, and they were still coming in, and they wouldn't stop coming in. Those bees all over covered the
Not
floor.
how it happened at all, but
There was like 3 bees.
no. So what happened is we had our sump pump in the basement back up, and let's just say that bathroom is now off limits, but back up and flood half of our basement twice, day after day, 2 days in a row. So that was nightmare fuel, and we also didn't have a vac. So
The
we were
wet
like,
back in.
we were use all our towels and had to throw out our towels and buy new ones. But that's besides the fact. So we're done cleaning up, and I'm at this point it's like 10:30 at night. We're like exhausted. I'm like, I'm mentally not here. I need to remove myself from this basement. And I was like, let me just check because I want to make sure the really expensive parts on the other side, because it flooded half and not the half with the boiler room. And I go and I open the door. There's just dead bees everywhere. I went in the boiler room. I was like, what the hell?
Was it
They're
hundreds
dead.
of bees?
It wasn't hundreds.
It wasn't hundreds, but it did look
It was a
apocalyptic.
lot.
Oh, so there was just
But
covered
it
in
wasn't
bees.
in the water. It wasn't coming in. They weren't still alive. Like, it wasn't that dramatic.
Dozens?
I opened it.
Yeah.
It was dozens. And
Oh,
opened,
that's a lot.
They were dead, though. They were fully, like, TKO. What we were TKO dead.
They were tapping out.
They were dead. Like, I go, this is tomorrow's problem. And so what ended up happening was that the bees, besides the sump pump, the bees formed a nest within our actual siding of our house. It found a crack and
do
they
that.
formed in our siding. So then we had the exterminator come, but then we also had your dad come right after. It was almost like, why even pay for the exterminator? But it's fine.
Dad did a better job than the
No.
exterminator?
I mean,
No, he
technically-
covered up what the guy did, and I went, so...
Well, okay, so we'll explain. So the Terminator is like, okay,
Terminator, exterminator.
I like Terminator.
no, the
Yeah.
Terminator, the bug Terminator.
He doesn't exterminate.
Yeah.
He just terminates.
So the Terminator, he came in and he was like, he's like, okay, so they're all dead because you're spraying that thing that kills them. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Bug spray around the house.
And he's like, but what you should be doing is spraying this thing that I have where it'll go on them and then they go back to their hive and then they all die. I said, okay. So he did that and there were still bees coming in right after that. So my dad comes and he's like, okay, let's cover up the hole so they don't keep coming in. So then he did that. But then the bees that were still in, well, so there's two things that happened. The bees that were outside were angry and trying to attack because they couldn't get back
my
inside. And then the
makes
bees that were
sense.
inside were like, oh crap, we're stuck in here. So they were trying to find ways
Because
out.
there was what they were doing was they were in the the siding where people who've been to our house, where the neighbor's driveway is.
Yeah.
We didn't see them because we're never there. They were there, so what they were coming through the wall past Tony's office into that boiler room. I don't know how, but they were doing that. So they were only in the boiler room. But we would see, like, before this, we saw, like, one or two, and we're like, oh, they're squeezing through, like, our window. That's initially, because I literally saw one do it. So I'm like, oh, they're coming through that way. Whatever. And I'm like, oh, it's just one or two. Hopefully when it gets cold, it was, like, this past month. So I'm like, hopefully when it gets cold, they'll all just die, and we won't have this problem. Not the problem. And it was just, it was the week from, it was like 2 weeks from hell.
Yeah, well, it's just a lot of things all at once. But it was good that the flood happened while my dad was there to help.
Relative.
And then it was also good the flood happened because then it showed us that the bug thing was more of an issue than we thought.
The bees.
Yeah, the bees. And
But
then,
now that bathroom's off limits.
yeah.
I'm not doing it. This is like the third time. Think I'm good.
Basement
Nobody
bathrooms
gets these
suck.
basement bathrooms shouldn't exist. There should be no basement bathrooms.
Or the basement bathroom should just go straight down.
Yeah, but it goes
hell.
up and
Yeah. That's
The
right.
issue is-
Burn that poop.
The issue is the
seems
sump
like, come
pump
on.
takes it and pushes it back out. That's really what a sump
Yeah.
pump does.
You
But-
think that would make Satan give up
Maybe.
if we gave him all of our poo?
I don't know if they would give up.
You wouldn't be.
I think it would make him a little more agitated. You're like,
yeah.
possess them, I guess.
Hell is filling up with your crap.
Yeah.
So we
That's
literally
like lava.
Maybe
it's
he
on
likes
its
it.
way.
He's
We
saying
ordered
you
an
can.
out of order sign to put on that base. But we're like, the water's off down there. We're done. I'm done. I'm sick of it always having to deal with the sump pump. It's literally, I mean, it's a brand new sump pump too.
Yeah.
My parents' house was always the same thing. That basement bathroom.
Can you back up?
Smell.
No, not back up, but it was always like.
It's always an issue.
It was it's always like, so far I've never had a good experience with a sump pump.
Anyone who moved upstairs, the whole house in the basement would end up smelling.
Oh,
like
yeah, I
stinky.
remember that.
Like, yep, someone must have taken a poo.
I never
That must have been
experienced that,
piped
though. I remember
It-
you saying it.
The issue is when somebody comes in, like our house too, who doesn't know how to pipe things, you're gonna have problems. So my dad came in and said, he looked at the pipes and he goes, somebody thought they can do this and just did it wrong. So he goes, the way you would have to fix it is just bring somebody in and just
rip it out.
That's a leader problem.
Man,
redo
he
it.
just let, like, the apprentice do everything, like the plumber.
He did it because like none of the pipes are like anybody out there who's a plumber. They're not primed. So you can, that's illegal in Nassau and Suffolk and New York State actually, that you need to prime the pipe before you put the pipe on, so it like stays and it doesn't leak and like the smells don't leak, especially with sewage. It went all the way to, where a TV is in the other.
Oh, yeah.
It went from there all the way there
That's
to
awful.
the middle of that. Thank God our basement is uneven. Thank Jesus, because it only flooded this side.
side.
It never touched his office. It literally was just like
That's scary.
and it went through that little, that crawl space thing. So we had to clean up all the spider webs so I could get in there and spray and bleach, and we literally bleached everything. It went through the stairs, underneath the stair, like it was soaking into the wall.
Oh, yeah.
This is
I'm
my
familiar with
worst
floods.
case scenario.
I'm familiar.
What's your-
Been there. We had to hire people to help us.
yeah, I couldn't fucking imagine. I would
because
be gone.
it was so bad, and it was everywhere was flooded, and my office was flooded.
It was like, halfway up your leg?
It was bad. It was really bad because the washing machine was pouring water into the floor.
Insane.
I said, this is why I want stackable washing machines. I go, this is my investment. This is what I'm saving up for next, is the washing machines.
That way it could look like a waterfall when it's going.
Oh, my God.
So at least if we have to move something, it's not like two machines. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's there. I'm done. I go, those washing machines when I leave are coming with me if I buy them. They're coming up those stairs. They're coming with me. I don't care. Coming with me. Push them out the window.
So is the situation still underway?
No, it's in
good, there we go.
control.
Oh, okay.
But it took like 2 weeks for it to be
Yeah.
controlled. And like what, $500, $600, $700 later?
Dang.
We have a shock vac now is the moral of the story. But also the exterminator to come once is more expensive than the McCullough. But we don't need that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You buy the package. You buy the package and it's cheaper. Like if they come more than once. But
Yeah.
our problem was you just come once and it's just
It was a one-time thing. It was just stupid fees.
we didn't know where they
I don't wanna-
were. So that
I don't want to out who they are, but I want to know who you used after the
Start- it
podcast.
was-
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure them again. Terminator.
Yeah, it was a Terminator. They came from the future, came back in time. They're like, we know what your problem is because we were from the future.
That really helped.
Right? Yeah.
We had no other problems but that beat problem. So I was like, I'm not going to hire them to come multiple times for no fucking reason.
Yeah. It was like, it was
I'm
close to
glad I
300.
didn't,
It was like
because
two.
if they saw your dad
something.
sealed everything, they'd be like, how am I going to get to it?
Well, my dad solved the problem because now all the D's are dead.
Did he?
So.
No, he
Haven't
did.
seen
What
any
he's
other
sealing
videos.
with?
But he just...
What was it? Candy. It was all candy. It was all sweet.
But he ruined my kitchen
Cat
scissors
food.
because he said, I have two scissors like normal people do. You have the one that goes in the block, the kitchen one. And then you have like normal scissors that you use. Tony and your dad decided to use my kitchen scissors and put all like, it was like, what was it on your hands?
It was. I forgot the name of it.
But it didn't even come off Tony's
It was
hands.
stuck in my hands for like a week. I was
But
trying to
it's
scrub it off.
all over
and, like,
my scissors. I was like, dude, I tell Tony,
What
the
dad's
scissors
calling
are
right
right
now.
here.
Oh, no way.
on the podcast.
Ooh, put them on.
Yeah, speakerphone. Ask him about the bees.
Yeah.
Ask him how many there were.
Yeah. There's a bee.
There was 1,005 bees.
2, 3, 4,000.
But that was my and then we had a problem with car insurance, and then I got in an accident a while ago. And my car wasn't damaged, but their car had a little bump, and they're claiming that it cost them $10,000 to fix.
Oh my
I went,
God.
In what universe?
Yeah.
So they ended up dropping us off of our car insurance for one accident. I went for one, and we've been with you for 5 years. But
Even with
that's
no
fine.
fault?
Even with
Yeah, it sounds like
no
there's
fault.
supposed to be no fault.
No fault, but the insurance companies can fault a person in the accident. You can't sue somebody and go, it's your fault in New York State, but the insurance companies can deem that it was you.
But that company is very specifically like, and don't worry about accident forgiveness.
There is no accident.
Where's the forgiveness?
There's none.
So what
They
forgiveness?
said,
Yeah, I
oh,
guess
you went
that's
over your
What?
limit. I went,
They just dump you, so don't worry
said-
about it.
Yeah.
what they
We
said
forgive
was,
you. We're just not going to insure you no more.
it was internal damage, which we have a
What?
picture of it. You're going to see. I'll show you later.
It's
The
a-
picture
it
is
was-
very minimal. Like, I could have taken a heat gun and popped
And
the.
apparently we paid for his rental car too, because apparently you need a rental car for.
You needed a rental car. So
for that
what
little
actually
bumper.
happened?
What the hell?
Probably,
Like it was totally
Oh
driving. God.
It was. He
drove
drove
off.
That's what I asked. I was like, did he
drove
drive
off.
off? And they're like, yeah, he drove off. I was like, well, then that was
So-
fine.
So what happened? My coworker, where I work, she lived in the city for a while. So what they do, this is like a scheme, but the insurance company's never going to believe because they can't prove it. Is what they do is go, oh, this car needs this much repairs. They'll go to their friends and they'll go, we'll split the money once the insurance pays out the money. But they do have people that go out there and check out the damage. But I'm like, I emailed them and I said, hey, I'm going to dispute this. This makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Why this happened. They're like, what was their response? Sorry, I sent it to you because I was so
Yeah, they're basically like, oh well, yeah. Our inspectors checked it.
They know what they're talking
Yeah, something like
about.
that.
Oh,
It's like
ew.
there's
Yeah.
there's internal damage, rental
you
car,
didn't
and the
see-
labor for the
$10,000 home. For what?
stupid.
That's interesting. You buy a whole new car with that.
Mm-hmm.
My car specifically. I
Yeah.
went, what? And they said your limit was $10,000, and I went, so why am I not hearing this from my agent? So we didn't hear it all from our agent. So we thought it was pretty weird. I was like, we didn't hear. We
I
didn't.
don't
You
work
don't
till
when
it
you get in an
goes.
accident. You usually have to pay like the what do they call it? You have to pay like the premium. You pay. Your thing increases. We didn't hear anything. So I'm like, oh, maybe they just like, since the other guy had the same insurance company. So I was like, oh, it should be easier because they're not fighting with each other. They don't have to take each other to court, like shit like that. They don't care. They dropped us. And I went, all right. So when it's November,
I guess
I'll be switching
yeah,
lanes too.
they dropped because they had two people from the same insurance. They're like, this is a loss. This is
Yeah.
so we're going to drop one of these people.
Now, apparently, insurance companies,
Yeah.
we ended up going to a broker, but we ended up finding our own insurance. But the broker said apparently all these insurance companies are doing it nowadays. They're dropping people for like nothing just to drop them because it's more expensive to like even the small.
It's the opposite of a marriage. It's cheaper to keep her for a marriage and easier to drop them for insurance.
So apparently, so they dropped us for our cars, but not our house, which makes no sense. I'm like, they're like, you could, switch over to Geico and then come back. And I go, you think I'm coming back to you guys? I go, when my house
That's
is up
also
in
crazy
November,
to say. Who they
I'll
hire?
be moving.
Yeah,
I said,
it's
I'll be
crazy.
moving my stuff
What?
to where I
They
went
literally
to.
told us that. Yeah.
They told us that. The
I would just raise your premium like really high
Yeah.
and just be like, losers.
yeah, that's what,
That's the
that's
usual
what we
deal.
were expecting. We were expecting the premium to raise.
Yeah.
I've never been kicked off of my insurance. I'm very disappointed. I was like, I will never be back to this insurance.
No,
I go, what
interesting.
happens if something happened to my house? Were you going to drop me if it reached the limit?
Yes.
Like,
They would.
Yeah, they'd be
and
like,
guess
oh,
what?
that's
We
too much.
switched to a
Yeah.
company that automatically has $50,000 in for your car. Well, $10,000 is like, you can't even fix anything with that. Like, real.
Apparently
if you got in
not.
a bad accident.
Yeah, now look.
Imagine you got in a bad accident. That's more than $10,000 worth of. If a little bump was 10. I went, and Tony, the one where his car was parked, that was like 3 years ago. 3 years, okay. His car was parked and somebody hit and ran his car. It's not like he was in the car, he wasn't moving. I go, how are you going to count that towards us when it was a hit and run.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we were in the car.
But the insurance paid for the fixes.
Yeah.
So it looks like you guys should have done insurance fraud, and you should have gone to the city and found
Right, and find this guy.
Oh my God.
No, but we have his license. We have
Yeah.
a picture of his
I don't think it's him. I think it's his
I don't
dad.
think it's
No, not even that. Just go to a shop and be like, "Yeah, this is $100,000 worth of damage."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he didn't tell us where he was going to get his stuff done. We didn't get to go. We didn't even get the option to say, "Can we get a second opinion on this?"
Oh, for his car?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, no. When I was in an accident, it was like you have to bring it to our place. We have to do that. So I don't know how they get away with just
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
doing it that way.
$10,000.
We just tell no.
Yeah, right?
I'm bringing it to my own shop.
Like a good
Fuck
neighbor.
no! He found the loophole.
That wasn't what it was. And they're
Set
very-
boundaries.
No,
All the commercials are very big, like accidents happen, blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay, all right. Accidents happen, and we'll drop you and say you only have a month to find insurance.
that would be a good ad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Does
drop
it be
you.
true?
Yeah,
No.
And the
We'll
agent
fucking
never
drop you.
contacts you.
Yeah.
They
It's
never-
my aunt
Ooh,
also has the same.
Is that
insurance.
false advertising?
never-
Do we have a suit on our hands?
Whoa.
I said if I had money, I'd
It
sue
is.
them right now. I go, I would have no problem suing them because
Yeah.
not only did you lie to me, a false advertisement, you dropped me for the one accident I've had in 5 or 6 years I've been with you. One accident. So that was my stressful, God help me, week.
All good
Isn't
now,
that
though.
something
All
fun?
good now.
Yeah.
All good now. We are insured now, so all good.
So everything's looking up.
Yep.
From here, yes.
Oh,
Everything's
yeah.
uphill from there.
Your car was filled with bees. Got it.
Yep.
God. Yeah.
And it flooded.
Yeah.
Whoopsie. Yeah.
Flooded, just drowned in bees in your car.
Yep.
Sorry, you'll be remembered for drowning in bees.
Drowning in bees in your car. Yes.
Got it.
All right.
Speaking of bees and bugs, there's beetles and Beetlejuice.
Whoa.
Were there any beetles in that movie?
Yeah. He eats them.
Yes, we do.
I don't remember eating any.
He goes,
Yeah, neither do I. I'm
Yeah.
drawing a blank on the amount of
I watched
being
it.
eaten
I had to
also.
watch it twice, so
Oh, that's
he
right.
eats them.
And plus, you got that golden memory.
Yeah. He munches on one.
Okay.
Was
Was
it-
one beetle in Beetlejuice?
Was it 4DX this time, the second time? Or was it more
regular.
enjoyable in 4DX or was it in regular?
Honestly, I liked it more the second time.
Oh, okay, so it's not moving.
But I think it's just because it's a fun movie.
True.
And because it's like fun and enjoyable. You're like, oh, yeah, now this part's coming up. Instead of being a crappy movie, it's like, oh, shit, now this annoying thing.
Right.
So it was fun. And then also getting to see it with people who were like, had not seen it, I get to go.
I got a leg up on you.
Yeah, when things happen, it's like, that's like the most obvious thing ever in a movie.
when it's super
That they're-
foreshadowed.
Yeah, and they're like basically throwing it in your face. and
Yeah.
They're like, maybe not. But it's like, no, are you fucking kidding me? I get to go. I know what's happening. So,
Gotcha.
and somehow people are still surprised.
So did you saw it?
Yeah.
Do you want to like talk about it in detail?
It was good. I liked it. It was very enjoyable.
Spoil it?
Yes.
Yeah, let's spoil it.
I mean-
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, spoiler warning for Beetlejuice. It's this hip new movie
New.
from this kid, this young director, Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what's up? Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Keaton and Burton are both in it.
Have you ever seen the clip of Tim Burton? This is off the fact of there being fireworks on stage and him going, ugh.
What?
I think he might be on the spectrum, I think. Oh. That where like lights and like sound like really like
You startle them?
yeah.
Fireworks are startling no matter who's next to them.
He's like
That is-
He's watching his own movie. Ah!
God.
standing here and people said, "Oh, poor him." That people feel bad because the way that they must have not have told him.
This thing's too loud.
Like he was like, and like, you're like, oh,
He was
God.
throwing himself?
Yeah, if there was an explosion next to me, I think I'm in Kyle's boat. I'm going to shit my pants probably.
People went, they felt bad for him. People felt bad. They're like, they should have asked him if he wanted that because, like, Jesus Christ, the way he jumped.
Instead, they're just like, yeah, he's on the spectrum.
That's the solution.
Interesting. I enjoyed Beetlejuice. I thought it was a fun ride. There's definitely some things and plot points in the movie that are like, I don't know why that's
Why they're
there.
there, yeah.
It's like, that doesn't need to be there at all.
Yeah.
As soon as Michael Keaton shows up in the movie becomes like 100 times more fun.
Yeah.
And the pace of it picks up.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's definitely some things that were in the like editing room that didn't make it through. Like there's a scene where Beetlejuice is running down the hall with what's her character name? Winona Ryder. What's her character name? Yeah, Winona Ryder. Lydia. Where he's running down the hall, Lydia, and she's like,
I love
"Which way do I go to get to the Soul Train or the ticket station?" And he goes, "Ninth door on the right, Toots," or whatever. And then she goes, "Where are you going?" And he's like, "I'm gonna go to the men's room." I was like, huh? And then later on,
I wish they'd show him in the men's room for her going to the soul.
I don't know why when I was watching it the second time, and she's like, "Where are you going?" I was like, why did she ask that? Why did she ask that? He was showing her how to get there. But he's going with her. It's like, Matt, let's go drive to the bagel shop. Where are you going? You're not going to the bagel shop, you bitch. And then later on, he's like, "Hey, Lydia's mom, you have to help me find my runaway bride." I was like, "Runaway bride?
Yeah.
You left her in the hallway."
For the men's room.
For the men's room. And then that's all. I'm like, there's editing things because then he's in the thing and he stamps the.
Yeah, randomly. Yeah. Yeah, he's there.
He's able to kind of like apparate and leave when he wants to and whatnot. He's got a little bit of powers.
Right?
Yeah, he's a demon, they declare. I don't remember them really calling him a demon in the first movie, but I haven't seen the first movie in a hot minute.
I think.
That's why he doesn't go on the Soul Train, because he's.
But even if it's a demon, they straight up are like, he's a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because he is a guy in there with the wife.
Yeah.
Wait, so he's not a demon.
No.
He's a guy.
He's a guy.
Yeah.
He's just some guy. Guy's got to take a leak.
Yeah, he's a guy with powers.
He could be a guy that turns into a demon.
And so is his wife. Is also
soul sucker.
Yeah.
I feel like she's way more of a demon.
Yeah, I agree.
Because-
She's more of a demon, like.
Yeah, but she doesn't really do nothing.
She just swallows people's souls.
I heard
Yeah.
people said that if you took her out of the movie, it'd still be the same movie.
They would.
Yeah,
They're
I
like-
feel like there was 3 different plots in it.
Yeah, that movie had a
was.
lot going on. That was, I think, the thing that a lot of people were concerned about.
I might be miscounting.
There's a movie called Movie 43. Yeah, because one, there was the wedding. 2, there was the wife.
That's
3, there was the saving the daughter from the Soul Train and the Soul Swap.
Yeah.
And then
And the
marriage.
the whole...
Charles.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
And the dad died.
The Charles thing is a big part of it
that's
too.
5.
With her like grieving.
and trying to
You know the
find
actor's
him and
not
everything.
dead, right?
No, he's not, but
He
he's
did something really
he did.
controversial. That they
Yes.
were like, we cannot-
Controversial, really
Jonathan
not
thinks he's
good
dead.
at all.
Yeah, Jonathan thinks he's very
I thought
dead.
he was dead, and then somebody went, no.
Yeah. I can't wait to tell her that he's not dead.
Yeah, because he was kind of like the real life Beetlejuice, but not in like the respectable way.
Not in the fun.
Yeah, not in the fun, like using abilities way. Yeah, no. By far, yes.
Is he more like in the is he in the Bill Cosby way?
Oh, no, he's not in that kind of way. He's more of like
Give me an
spacey way.
Oh my
Yes.
God! Okay.
So, even though that's allegedly now or whatever, don't want to smear
You're fine.
him.
You're fine. Yeah, you're good.
You're allowed to have your opinion.
Yes.
I thought the little Beetlejuice baby thing was silly.
Yeah, that was really silly.
Yeah.
Biting your thigh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just a little ankle biter, just like me. I thought the therapy thing was fun. Everything with Michael Keaton, I was like, this is so fun.
I wish they had
'Cause it's
more
like-
of him in the movie.
You know what it's like? It's like watching Genie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like bad, G.
Yeah, like bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so
Hey,
bad. He's
so
so bad. And
I
Bob,
all those little guys.
Bob was
Oh
great.
my God. Yeah.
They all have names too.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
okay. People
like
dressed
him
up
doing
at the
that
San
stuff,
Diego
too.
Comic Con.
That's the little Bob.
They had all different. They had like 5 or 6 people with just the little heads. And
Nothing. You know what? Did they ever resolve
No,
that? All of the guys?
No.
They're all just in the world now.
Yeah, they'll just.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. I was about to be like, yeah, they're
And Bob's dead.
Bob is dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that he's like, you make sure nobody gets out. Bob was a great character.
Yeah.
Oh my
It was
God.
fun.
Poor Bob.
But yeah, no, I love them riding like the bicycle outside of the. I was like, oh my God, just how casually they're running around.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was not solved.
No.
no.
There's something else that's not resolved.
Oh,
either.
that dance they choreographed. They did themselves. Ortega and
Yes.
Face, that dance that they did in the church.
That was so long compared to like
Yeah. It was
The-
very
the
Yeah.
banana song.
Yeah.
It was still fun. I did have fun.
It was fun. But it was
They said they
long.
should have.
It's
I
like-
forgot what song they said they should put that was more relevant to the thing than. I forgot what it was. That they said maybe a ghost song would have been better for like that.
Yeah, the
don't
song
remember.
choice was.
Strange.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quirky
Yeah.
choice and super long.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
and we got to see the cake. We got to see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted them to be like, oh, okay, they actually got married, and then you're like, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because
Yeah.
I was rooting for them to get married too.
Yeah.
I was like, I might be
actually-
watching the wrong movie.
People actually appreciated that Beetlejuice was still interested in the mom and not the daughter, to be like that the age
Thank
appropriate.
God. Although even that was,
Yes.
she's like, she says it. She goes, honestly, I think a 600-year age difference is too much, Beetlejuice. And he's like, I don't fucking care.
Whatever, you're a grown adult, you're above
But it's
18.
okay because we technically get a different pedophile in the movie, right?
Right.
Because we get that boy.
Yeah, that boy was weird.
How old was that boy?
23 years older than the
23
age
years
he
older.
died.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that
Because he was alive. He was ghost for 23 years.
for 23 years.
And she's like 15.
yeah.
So even the amount of time he's been a ghost is too long.
yeah.
But once you die, you stay like frozen in that age.
Still.
I don't know. Once you point out how much longer it's
That
been.
is a little weird because you have that much experience. But he was trapped in the house. He doesn't know modern things. He ain't on the TikToks.
I guess.
So you don't know
his
right
dead
from
parents
wrong
are there.
because You're dead.
Well, I mean, those were different times back in the 80s.
He was
or
also a
whatnot,
bad guy.
so-
And I think it was more appropriate. I know Beetlejuice isn't the greatest guy, but he's not. You know.
Yeah. Also, the dead parents thing, I was confused too, right? Because they're like haunting the house in a different way.
They're
Yeah.
like
Because they're like
not
going-
really present.
Yeah, they're going through the motions.
they're like
Yeah.
not aware of it either.
Yeah, they're like
So
a residual.
It's a
Yeah, they're like
conscious
just for the shock
residual.
factor of the reveal.
I kind of like.
Yeah.
I kind of like how you can see there's like several different kinds of ghosts. Like there's not like just one. There's a conscious. There's
Yeah.
unconscious who are just doing what they normally would do.
But now her drugs actually made her stop seeing ghosts.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was another thing that was never really brought up.
All right, that's like 6 plot lines.
Yes.
Yeah. But the way they did it was funny. I love when he takes it too. He's giving it to her and then pops it on himself. It's like, well, hold on. You're fine.
I like how when they were in the church, he fed him the truth serum.
Yes.
Like, where did that even come
Yeah,
from? It's
That
like,
was so funny.
Yeah.
that's something like I like that.
Looks like you didn't learn much from our last session. But it was a fun. That's why it's fun. You got to kind of leave your brain at
Yes.
the door for like this kind of movie.
I think but that's the same way with the first one. You leave your brain at the door, like
Yeah.
thing. So I feel like walking into this, at least we were prepared to leave your brain at the door because it's not that kind of movie that you take it seriously.
Is this one actually PG-13?
They did curse a lot more than in the first one.
And the first one, they're very brutal.
Really?
It's very violent. The first one.
Oh, yeah.
They like rip off her face. They do a lot
Oh,
of
yeah,
murder
that
stuff.
thing?
Yeah. No, she rips off her face.
Oh, yeah.
As a ghost to try to scare the family when they come in.
It
It
was
doesn't.
different times.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
times
and that
were
was
different.
PG.
But that's funny. It's like
No,
comic
they-
violence.
The way they portray it is horror, but it like as an adult, but someone asked me, they're like, "Oh, is AJ coming to see Beetlejuice 2?" I was like, "No, I don't think you can now."
There was kids in that movie, that 4DX movie.
Yeah.
There was kids in
I was
this
like-
one too.
I was like, dude told them, yeah, appropriate.
I remember
Any
what
sexual innuendos in the first one? I don't remember.
Yeah, he's
there was
horny.
a couple.
He's
Yeah,
horny
was
for
there?
a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Got me
no.
there.
I remember watching Beetlejuice as a youngin.
Yeah. No, we watched it younger too,
Yeah.
but it's just like
Different times.
yeah, different. Well,
Yeah.
in the movie theater, there was a kid old enough to when she gets bitten by the snakes. We just heard a kid go, "She's dead," and I was like, "Oh wow, that kid's way too young to be in this movie."
Hey.
It's just, "She's dead."
Oh, no, at least
Wow.
he knows what's going to happen. That's some foresight.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Kid should be a
Well, it
writer.
was funny
He
because
should.
Jana did go, "Did she really just die?"
Oh, my God.
It's like, well, my
So
kid
at least
got it.
he's a little more worldly than us, which is that's just showing that these kids are advancing. They're the future.
That's amazing.
And then I got to go.
That's right. Because
Yeah,
did it before.
Yeah, she did. Kid was like,
Cha-cha-cha.
Did someone just ask that? Really?
that would have been awesome.
That would have been amazing.
I like how the mom's character didn't really, or stepmom's character didn't really change, which I was like,
Yeah.
I like because she's true to her character,
Yeah.
I guess.
I was sad that they killed her off, though.
Yeah.
I like, really?
Yeah.
Because they definitely
Really?
really dead.
Yeah.
they definitely
just
did
did
set
that.
up for like another one. They did, but if they wanted,
That's true.
Well, I think because like I don't think she would want to be
No, I
in
don't
an.
think
No, that's why.
that's why they're like, Jenna,
I'm
we're taking
out of here.
Yeah.
Although her stuff was so funny,
Yeah.
the
So
art
good.
exhibits,
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact that her sculpture from the first one was like this big popular piece now. It's
Yeah.
She knew
What a
where it
fun
was at.
movie.
Yeah, I was like, she knew where all the art was.
that ending though, very strange.
Very
Ending.
strange.
Very strange
But I
ending.
like
Still
how
funny.
it shows that
Yeah, yeah.
he's still following her regardless of what she does. Like,
Yeah.
this
Or
is
was it
something-
just a nightmare? We'll
No,
find out in
nightmare.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, they got to have
They
a
have
third
to have
one.
a third
30
one
years?
because
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they don't make it, what? Could you imagine it's like another 20 years later?
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's like,
Michael Keaton's is
They'll AI
rubber- yeah, he's like this rubbery CGI monster. It's like la la la.
how's he doing?
Oh, he's claymation.
Oh, my God.
Somehow Tim Burton's still alive.
Yeah, wait, if Michael Keaton's gonna die, Tim Burton's first.
Oh, God.
Shit,
How many times is daylight come in this movie?
none.
Yeah,
Oh, there was. Yeah.
Once?
At the funeral.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The kids singing
The
it.
choir. Yep.
That is a good funeral song.
It was, yeah. Gianna said that if she has a funeral now, she wants them to play
Whoa.
to
Oh, I
Sweat
guess-
Drops My Balls.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
Scroll.
Stole my no.
Oh, my God. She wants
No,
them
I
for...
just don't. It always bums me out. It's like, yeah, this is a song I'm gonna ruin for everyone, type of thing.
Oh,
But
no,
she
it's-
wants
The Sweat Drops Down My Balls, all these bitches crawl. Y'all skeet skeet motherfucker, sung by a child choir.
No, I can imagine Gianna saying that.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So you wish.
She didn't want Spooky Bitch played?
No. That would be funny. Spooky Bitch plays at our funeral. Sung by a child choir. Why is there a cardboard cutout of Dan Schneider at their funeral?
Oh, my God.
It needs to encapsulate who we were.
Whoa!
And we always talked about Dan Schneider.
He's there in spirit.
Yeah, and Chris Chan cardboard cutout.
Coffin
God.
just has your feet up.
Like, the bottom is... It's a glass bottom, and we're barefoot.
yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I want to touch the ground with my feet
Whoa.
at some point.
We may be gone, but our souls still linger.
Yes.
And it'll be
It's
SOLE.
Yeah. Oh, my God. And instead of being buried regular, we're buried upside down, so our feet stick up.
I love it.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's it.
Yep. Done deal.
So in summary, Beetlejuice, lots of fun. Maybe a little too bulky or something. Make some questionable things, but yep, Beetlejuice
But-
is all killer, no filler.
Yep.
Mhm.
And he takes a leak in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't see it though.
No, yeah. But yeah, director's cut.
Well, if they make the third one at this rate, it'll be R-rated by then. So.
Yeah. And there'll be 40 plots in the movie.
Oh, God. Then I'll be rubbing.
It'll literally just be a TikTok.
Yeah.
The third movie, they're going out hunting that shark.
Whoa. This is Jaws?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's 2 shark deaths in the movie.
Yeah.
It's a shark movie?
It's a shark movie.
Yeah.
As well be Jaws.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't
Sharknado.
just kill sharks in the Beetlejuice movie and say it's not a shark movie.
Yeah.
Sharknado.
Fine. All right.
It's a Sharknado movie, really.
All right. Well, let's move on to another somewhat new movie that I think is just as well received. Borderlands.
Oh, yeah.
I
See that
didn't
one,
think
so-
it was terrible.
'Cause
I didn't think it
this
was
is
that
the-
bad.
I have to.
They figured out video game adaptations, right? The Mario movie, The Last of Us. I don't know anything others. Halo. Just kidding. Halo's the last
Fred
of the old
Flintstone.
breed, right? It's canceled.
Oh, what a shame.
What a shame, everyone.
So I think you enjoyed this movie the way we enjoy Venom.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Okay.
I still think they did really good with the scenes, like the backgrounds and everything.
Environment, yes.
Yeah, the environment. I thought they included a lot of characters from the video games and enemies from the video games that looked accurate and looked cool.
Yes.
They didn't have enough guns from the video game that were accurate, though.
So I
It was
liked
disappointing.
the first act of the movie. Like, I was genuinely, we were both like, what's wrong with this movie?
Jack Black wasn't bad in it,
no,
except that one part where he goes, I'm a robot driving. I was like, oh.
Once that girl shows up,
Oh, yeah, she wasn't too
she
good.
was bad.
Or at least that one scene, I feel like, was the roughest part, and then she was, like, tolerable.
But I think her entrance was so brutal, like, watching it, that it was like, oh, man, it, like, soured her character for me.
I felt like it was the grandiose intro, because technically she had her part in the beginning.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, all right, whatever. And then she comes back later.
And she's like, we're bombs.
Yes.
A Bobby bombs.
She's throwing the bombs like this.
Bombs, 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 bombs.
What?
Yeah.
And they're like bunny bombs.
Yeah.
They're not like regular like bombs. They're bombs.
And she's like,
yeah, like inside stuffed animals kind of thing.
yeah. And her performance is so bad in that part that I went, I get it.
It was funny. Then there was the lady that was the Scarlet Army, I think they're called. I forget. But she looked like M. Bison.
Yeah, she did.
Which
She
was
was
whatever. But I was like, oh, well, I remember M. Bison being in here. And the rest of the army looked fine.
Yeah, I think it was Bobby Lee. He was
Bobby
fun in
Lee
it.
was funny, yes. He was in there.
Kevin Hart in it.
He's Kevin Hart.
He was so not in this movie a lot. Like,
Surprisingly.
he didn't really do much at all. He, like, in the beginning, it looked like it was his movie.
Oh.
And then it's like, nah, he's going to show up. And I think I went to pee for a bit, and I came back where I was taking care of AJ, and Kevin Hart just wasn't in the movie anymore.
Oh.
I was
Yeah,
like,
he disappeared for a while. But that was like the thing where he ended up getting like in that sewer area, like a bunch of people kind of like ran over him or clomped on him.
it kind of feels like the movie where it's like, oh, he's going to show up with like an army at the end and save the day, but he doesn't.
No. And then it was the girl. I forget her name. But she is from the first video game. She's one of the heroes that you could select. The one with, like, the red hair. and
The young one that's
Yeah.
supposed to be young.
No, not Mad Moxie. Moxie was
Mad
pretty
Moxie
good.
was in it.
Yeah, Mad Moxie was in
She
it.
was cool.
Yeah, Mad Moxie is dope.
Should be younger, but
Oh, you mean
the main character.
Yes,
Chet's character?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Lilith.
Yes,
Yes, there
thank
you
you.
go.
And it took a while for her to use her ability. So that's the whole part of the game also that was a little surprising, is that usually you have, like, perks that you get. Like, it's a FPS, but it's also an RPG. So it's a combination. It's really cool. And it's a huge landscape that you can traverse and get a bunch of cool stuff. And you're exploring vaults and collecting all kinds of different weapons and treasures. And you know, they're talking about the vault. They're going to this trip to this whole vault and everything. But then, you know, they're not using any of their abilities that they should have. And even Kevin Hart was another main from the first video game. And he's able to throw out, like, a turret, and it, like, starts, like, attacking anybody that comes within the vicinity.
Yeah, but they was very much in this movie like there's a single vault.
Yeah, there was. There wasn't multiple.
they're
It was
all
just, like,
chasing
the
after
singular vault for whatever
The
reason.
vault.
Yeah. Where there's many vaults.
And then she gets really gross CGI Phoenix powers,
Oh,
and she flies around a bunch in a really silly animations.
interesting.
And they kill one of the main characters. Yeah, they kill the M. Bison girl, right? They blow her up.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they blow her up.
Sure do.
All right.
And then the movie just kind of ends, and then she turns into a firework.
Mm-hmm.
She, what?
Yeah, she
Fantastic
flies into the
Four,
sky.
end of the movie style.
Yeah.
What?
She uses an ability that I've never seen.
Yeah, because I think the bunny girl goes, you know you want to do it. And,
Yeah.
and we're like, what does she want to do? And then she flies up into the sky, becomes a firework.
It's like, how does she know that she could do that?
I don't think she did.
Yeah,
All right.
I guess that's the thing.
But she
Thoughts
knew she
become
wanted
things.
to.
Yeah.
They both knew, because she said it and she knew what to do.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes your friends know you better than you.
You know you want
The
them.
moral of the story.
I knew she could do it.
But overall, I didn't think it was bad. To me, I feel like it had the same energy as like the first Suicide Squad movie.
Okay. Yeah.
And
okay.
I like the first Suicide Squad
did
movie,
too.
even though the second one is better.
I agree.
Second one's
I
so-
big time agree.
Mm.
I think so. I think the thing with the Suicide Squad movie, when I came out of that movie, I was like, well, that was a fun movie. When this one, when I came out of the movie, I was like, well, that was like Venom.
I feel like it was longer than Suicide Squad.
It was.
I think that was also what shot it in foot too.
This says this movie's an hour and 41 minutes.
Yeah.
Not that long.
So this. If you guys saw the D&D movie,
Yeah.
this movie's trying to be that movie, but in the Borderlands.
Not longer than.
Suicide Squad's 2 hours, 3 minutes. It's-
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Dang.
really
Oh wait,
love
no,
the-
yeah. It's so dang. Wow. Suicide
I
Squad
didn't even
2
love
hours.
the-
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't realize
That
it
movie
was
does
that
not feel
long.
that long.
No.
20 minutes longer.
I said I didn't even love the D&D movie. Like,
What?
Oh, I love the
Yeah, the
D&D
D&D
movie.
movie was
okay.
fun.
It's okay.
I loved it. I had a lot of fun with it. All right, so maybe you guys would love Borderlands.
I don't
I don't know. Give it a shot. It's free. It's somewhere.
It's
maybe.
for some reason. I'll say this because we
didn't do it.
No, we went to the theaters and we watched it.
Mhm.
But
We saw later on that somebody threw it on YouTube
Yeah.
for some reason.
yeah,
It was
So-
crazy.
it's one of the few movies I've ever seen in the entire existence of my life that you could search on YouTube and it is free to watch on YouTube. And Amazon Prime is giving you money to watch this movie.
$5 if you watch or buy it. So if you buy it or rent it, you get $5.
Amazon is giving you $5 if you
finish
rent or buy the.
I don't think so. They just the only stipulation was renting or buying. What? Yeah, that was the only stipulation, and then they give you a free $5.
Rent it or buy it and you get
Really? I
$5.
think it's
I
also
feel so
50.
bad for you. They're like, here's some money.
Did you all do it?
No.
No, we watched it in theaters.
Yeah, they got our cash
Yeah.
from our free pass.
Fair enough. You got your money is worth of whatever that's worth.
Yeah.
All right, so-
you're giving us money to watch it in theaters.
Yeah. That would be good.
All right. So I see Jamie Lee Curtis is in this movie.
Oh, yeah, she was. She was
stuffing
in
her
there.
Face with
Jamie
yogurt?
Lee.
Yogurt the whole time.
Yeah, Activia. She was just nonstop pooping.
Her character was
So
boring
regular.
in the movie,
Yeah,
too.
she was
Oh,
pretty
man.
boring.
She didn't really do much.
Damn.
I forgot to add one thing.
You guys watched something too in the theaters.
Yeah. Let's
Oh,
You guys,
add
yeah, yeah.
I'll add it later.
Another movie that everyone's like is bad. This movie bad.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
it took a while, but then it hits.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they're on fire.
Oh, here,
yeah.
here you go. She's getting ready.
Whoa, oh,
Stretches.
she's prepped.
She's doing her stretches.
I have to do jumping jacks into this review.
I wish I could find that actual paragraph I sent you because that's how I actually felt about the movie. So we went and saw The Crow. We are OG fans.
First one's the best.
I like
So
the first
good.
one. We are very big. It I was very excited. We even watched the lore of like how the comic was made and what happened to the real guy that inspired him to do this, and like everything after. I may have to take a deep breath before this guy listen. Yeah.
That's a good sign.
I feel like I actually was thinking like the last bunch of episodes, you guys kind of like enjoyed everything you talked about, so I'm excited to hear that.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, let's hear something
If
like.
you walk into this movie and watch the last 20 minutes, you'll be like, oh, that's The Crow. The 20 minutes before it ends.
Really?
The
How long is
whole
it?
Rest
30
of the
minutes?
Movie, I wish it was 30 minutes.
That'd be nice.
I wish it was 30 minutes. It was just from beginning to that last 20 minutes. I don't know if they switched directors or like something changed because that last 20 minutes of the movie was like, you're like, that feeling of this should have been the whole movie.
Like, where was that?
So the
hiding?
beginning was the beginning. They focused too much on that relationship.
It was a
She was
slog?
alive half of the movie, which is too much.
Wait, what?
Wow, that's a bad sign.
She was alive half of the movie. They met each other, and it felt like they only knew each other for 2 days. And you're like, they met each other. They're instantly like, have you ever lived? And I couldn't stop looking at her face. She looked like a goldfish.
Oh,
I couldn't.
Who's this?
You know, that can't be.
I gotta look it up. Gotta look her up.
She almost looked like if
How does
Lenny
this look like a
Kravitz-
goldfish?
Oh yeah, no, I don't see that.
Yeah, I don't see it at all.
I never see that.
She looks like Angelina from Pinocchio. You know the
I
fish
would
that he
never
had.
say that ever in my
You know the goldfish that he had
Yeah.
from
the goldfish
Pinocchio.
from Pinocchio.
You don't know the goldfish?
Nah, I know the goldfish. I'm just trying to nuts.
I try to separate himself from this conversation.
Yeah.
I've never heard
I'm
of the goldfish.
dissociating right now.
So
This is not a CGI model that we can say we're not really talking about the person, and then we're like, okay, we feel okay about it. This person, so
feel
I can't
fine.
say nothing.
I feel fine.
No comment.
Yeah.
It's fine. So here's the thing. I have a
Maidenless,
few-
I presume.
Yes, apparently.
Incredibly.
So I have some things to say from the beginning. I don't think it was dark enough. I love the actor, but I don't think they should have made him like have a regular like American accent. I think he didn't know how to do it.
Really?
There's parts of the movie where you're like, he clearly doesn't know what accent he's doing. He has like the Swedish accent, so you would hear it. in
Isn't this the
movie.
same Skarsgård that was Pennywise?
Yeah.
Okay, let's be real. He didn't know the Pennywise voice either.
No,
He was
He was doing 15 different voices
It's the
throughout the
same-
movie.
It's the same thing where I'm like, he doesn't know if he wants to be English or if he's like, he got the accents like mixed up, and you could definitely one scene I was like, he's from Sweden. You could hear it in just the one line he said. I went, why did they keep that? But
They've told them to
Back to the
redo it a million times.
this is just the premise. So when if you ever watch it, you're walking in being
It's
like, "Ah."
sad because
I do
want
to
to
see it.
Yeah.
We have to watch
Yeah.
it, even though it's not rated
I
high.
get it. I get it because
And now we only know we got to watch the last
In
20
the-
minutes.
Yeah.
in the crow universe, there
Stick to the
is
beginning.
other
Yep.
crows. There is other people that the crows select. Like they're in that in this universe. So this is another version of the crow.
So wait, it takes place in the same universe?
No,
It's
no,
just-
because this
oh.
is supposed to be Eric
Oh, it's a
Draven.
reboot.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is their
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, so
Oh, okay.
But I
The Crow.
so
I just
it's like they
Didn't-
knew the premise of this.
they didn't watch the movie
but
or do
didn't-
any research.
Yeah, didn't do anything related to the Crow because it was like they made the villain almost like a Spawn villain where he's like
It should have
he
been
made
a
a
Spawn
deal
movie
with the devil and is now able to like take people's souls
and give it
to the devil so that
so
he
he
can
could
live longer.
forever. So he could live forever.
What?
So
Yeah.
the whole point is the guy dies in a really stupid way. They put a bag over his head and you watch him
Yeah,
suffocate.
that
to
was
death.
in the trailers.
Yes.
I remember seeing that.
Too long.
Yeah.
It took way too long. Like
They make
it's
it seem
actually
so
like if you
quick.
took somebody's thing over their face and that's how they suffocate in real life. That's how long it was.
Oh, it was in real time.
yeah.
Yes. They dragged that out a little too long. They dragged the relation out way too long. That's one of my complaints. It wasn't dark enough. What was their soundtrack? I'm sorry. If you're going to make a Crow movie, it better be the grungiest, darkest.
It wasn't
Nine Inch
grungy?
Nails.
No, not really.
It wasn't grungy?
Marilyn
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it was very weird.
It felt more like
Pixar.
if they were trying to make like
Randy
a
knew.
very
What's the guy
young.
that Nine Inch Nails does music for Pixar?
Yeah.
That is true.
It's almost like they were trying to make a very young, inexperienced. What's his name? Who watch all his movies together. He kills all those people because of the dog. I forgot. John
Wick.
Oh.
It's like there was no the. If I was the director, I'm trying to come at this. If I was the director, I would have made the scene grungier. I would have made the music grungier. I would have made him less. He was very wimpy in this movie, and it was like
Wimpy and whiny.
wimpy and whiny.
Wimpy and whiny.
And then
That's
his friend gets
insane.
killed.
Yeah.
You see his friend get. There was a lot of blood in this. You see his friend get his head shot in, and you see it, and he smokes a cigarette next to his dead friend on the couch after he kills all the guys.
Yeah, it's
after
very
him.
weird. And so not only that, okay. So so you know the premise of the original Crow, right? Basically, like it's the Crow chose him to get the revenge that was needed because it was such a terrible circumstance. Not in this movie. So in this movie, it's more like the crows. So there's like multiple crows. He ends up in purgatory, and there's this guy there in purgatory that says like, "Oh, you're back because you have to go and kill this guy, whatever." And then he goes, and the guy tells him, "But your powers won't work if you don't love the girl."
If you don't like you have to love her
Yeah.
without doubting her.
Yeah. It's very weird.
Wait, without doubting her?
Yeah.
You can't
They
doubt
throw like
your
red
love.
pill shit in here?
Yeah, it's very strange.
Like, yeah, try to like a girl without thinking she's gonna cheat.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it was very strange. So then he goes, and then he doesn't just kill the people that were part of the thing, which is the whole point of the movie.
Like just these innocent
He
people.
kills like random
John Wick
security
amount
guards.
of people. Like he kills John Wick amount of people.
Random security guards at an opera. I'm like, what the hell am I watching right now? Yeah.
Like, he might as well have just like, because he's impervious, so he's getting shot with shotguns, and he's like, whatever. But that takes a very long time to happen too.
That's
Then you have to see him go.
in the trailer. Him walking up the stairs and just be like, dude, it looks so cool in the trailer.
Yeah.
It looks cool if it was a different movie. Like it would have been cool.
No. So what sucks for me is that like I saw the trailer, I'm like, this looks like The Crow meets like DMC Devil May Cry reboot, where they had like El Dante. I'm like, that sounds sick.
Yeah.
But it's not that at all.
I mean, that movie was in purgatory for quite a while. They went through
did.
several scripts before they
Several
decided on
actors.
this. Yeah, and the actors as well. Because nobody wanted to sign on for it.
If you
they thought they were
get to the scene in the opera, I think this is where the tone of the movie changes.
The Tony.
The Tony of the movie. Is when he gets to the opera and he finds one of the girls that he was looking for, and they have a conversation before he kills her. That's when the tone of the movie changes, because it's like, then he becomes like that person where he's not really talking. That was the problem too. He talked a lot, and the Crow talks, but not a lot, because he has a goal, and that's his only goal. This guy talked a lot, very whiny. When he gets to this part, he's just listening to the girl talk at him, telling him that he's no better than the bad guy because he does all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. And then he ends up killing her.
Kill the people.
Yeah.
And then he walks out and you see him walk, and everything gets like, the tone of the movie gets like very dark, and like, he finally is able to get to the main villain, and you're like, this is how the movie should have been. Like this, where he has the coat, he has it doesn't even have the coat.
Wait.
Yeah, through a majority of the movie, he doesn't even have the fucking coat. The coat is
Or the makeup.
Oh my God.
this was gonna
suck. Yeah.
It feels like he becomes that person 20 minutes before.
They're doing and that's how
I think
Han
they just
Solo
call
got
him
his
a pigeon.
jacket.
Yes,
Call him a pigeon.
they're doing a Zach Bacon, and that's how he got his glasses.
Yeah, that's how he got the
and that's how he got his glasses.
Holy crap.
It was rough.
It,
And then, so the guy who originally wrote the comic wrote a script, but they passed on a script for this thing.
Oh my God.
This thing. Whatever
the hell
was.
this was.
Yeah. My main complaint is it almost feels like this director never experienced loss in his whole like
Whoa, that's a bold claim.
because it's
Get him on the line.
It's very much like
Dad.
or it feels like he didn't read that. Like clearly, like we watched stuff on YouTube. We watched stuff on YouTube where it clearly this movie is about somebody really like it is about death really and like the grieving of somebody grieving somebody so badly that they can't get past it. It's almost like he didn't know that, and it's almost like he didn't like. There's jokes in this movie. There shouldn't be jokes.
I feel
in
like
this
there
movie.
can be jokes.
Yeah.
Because like Devil May Cry, I feel like
It's
jokes
not
are okay,
it's,
but
it jokes
Not
are
for,
okay,
like,
but
a
it was
super
too much.
serious movie
It
because
is.
there wasn't really that much
even
jokes in The Crow. I
That's
can't
what I'm
think of a
saying.
joke. I mean, maybe like a little dark
Thank
humor
you.
here and there, but it wasn't like
I thought with a little girl, wasn't there some?
I'm sorry,
humor
but
jokes?
even like the most serious
like
movie
that.
can have
Yeah.
some humor.
But there's
Even
too
the-
much. There was too much.
they
ends
have
with us.
levity. They call it in The Crow, where there's a
too-
light part.
It's too much
girl.
levity
Yeah.
in this movie for it to be. It's almost like it's too much. I don't know whether it's the actor where I'm like, I thought he would be good, and then you see him in it, and you're like, this is probably not the movie you should be in.
I was hoping Loki would have been The Crow.
He
That would've been
probably
interesting,
would've
Tom
been a good
Hiddleston.
one. He was a good actor. Not saying he's not a good actor, but he's good in a different way.
Damn, that sucks. It's so
I know.
disappointing when the trailer looks so like interesting.
Yeah.
Or at least looks like it could be.
I was so disappointed. I was walking out of that. I was like, so disappointed. But besides that, I
sounds like it nailed the ending, though, right? You said last 20
the
minutes
ending
are solid.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it
so the
didn't,
sequel
it
will be
didn't
good.
make me love the movie. Like, but
Yeah.
it was like if this tone and this premise. It was a good movie if it was a Spawn movie.
I just like that. There's a lot of like filmmakers that have like the thing. It's like doesn't matter because all they'll remember is the ending. But even
the ending was a little confusing.
Yeah, the ending was confusing, but the tone and the way he was probably how he should have been the whole movie. And the relationship should have been shorter. It should have been already established relationship. Like, it should have been like he was with her for a long time and we just happened to be there watching that. No, it was like they just met at this drug corrections facility where girls and guys can intermingle. I don't even know what the fuck this is. They sneak out of the window because this window happened to be unlocked. They were able to climb a chain link fence. They get over the barbed wire with just a jacket. Just a jacket. Just a normal prison jacket. And whatever. And they run through the forest.
I can't even believe what I'm hearing.
Yes.
And then they walk through the city in their orange garb.
What the hell?
Like, if
so they
nobody's
made
gonna
them
be
drug
like, what the
addicts
hell?
too.
They are drug addicts. Yeah. They even do drugs together.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not
Interesting.
It was 2 minutes.
It sounds like the movie is more about like trying to recidivize a person into society.
Feels like
More.
it's like and they never explained.
How did they kill the demon guy?
I don't remember.
Oh my god!
It was in Purgatory they killed him.
Yeah,
They
that's
battle in purgatory.
He sucks him into purgatory with him, and they push him into a puddle.
Hold on.
Push him into a dark puddle, and he gets like kind of like hands grab him down and pull him down into hell.
Into hell.
The way you just said he sucks him in, you did this like he's got like a medallion. And now I can't picture him not having a medallion to
Does
suck
he
him
grab
in.
him and pull him in? I forgot what he was.
I from what I remember,
It's the Purgatory medallion. Please don't change this for me.
he uses the Purgatory medallion.
Let's go!
I don't fucking know. All I know is he gets sucked in, and then he trades.
my God.
He trades places with this girl, and they can never be together.
Yeah,
And
so he brings her back to life.
Somebody brought up that point where they bring him back in time.
And he believed
He
in
goes
her.
back to where instead of her dying, it's him who dies. And that means the villain still exists because they brought him back in time.
They go back in time?
Yeah.
And
This movie's crazy.
Why
You're making this up. You're making all this up.
This is
she
insane.
Wish I was.
everything. And she remembers everything, and she doesn't give a fuck, and she moves on and creates a singing career.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, he would do anything for her.
She
but
becomes
she
Amy
wouldn't do-
Winehouse.
Yeah, she wouldn't do the same for him. That's what it feels
So
like.
now he's just
that's
dead
what it
anyway?
sounds
He's
Yeah, he's
dead.
dead. Yeah, really.
8 out of 10.
Yeah, that being said,
I'm just like, I mean, that scene, I didn't love the characters, but whoever directed this last part of the scene, it's like, I didn't like the characters, but that scene where they had to be separated from each other was
sad,
was
yeah.
emotional
Was still
and was
sad.
sad. I went, who directed this part? Because they should have directed this part. Where did you cut this? Where was, it just felt,
but it sounds like the script is also just bad.
it
So what are you supposed to do with a bad movie?
rewrite it.
Fart on.
Yeah.
Rewrite
Oh yeah, just like the Joker. In the middle of the movie, just rip up the script and start writing a new script.
Yeah, pretty
Can't
much.
wait to see that.
I'm not looking forward to that.
That movie got like the Joker sequel got like an 11-minute standing ovation, and then they're
Yeah,
like,
but the people were like,
the reviews are mixed.
yeah.
It sounds like it's boring, but like interesting.
So I've read online that the standing ovation thing is like a meme because when someone said like, oh, it got like a 11-minute standing ovation, they're like, oh, for like a movie in the festival, that's like if people didn't even clap at the end of the movie in like a real theater. So, like the equivalent of like they said basically everything gets a standing ovation at the festivals. So the time of the minutes, like it should have been like 30, 40 minutes. Then it would have been impressive. So funny.
30,
Yeah.
40 minutes of clapping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a whole meme of like, that the how long they clap is just like
Doesn't mean anything.
that means nothing.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's just
They should just do a singular snap if they like it, and then call it a day and move on to the next movie.
News, because, I love Stephen King. I just have to put this out.
Ooh, Salem's Lot.
Thank you. Salem's Lot just released a trailer. It's coming out October 3rd, the TV show. I forgot what
What's a
was
TV
it.
show?
It was.
It's a TV show.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a movie.
Oh, maybe it's a movie.
because
it's a movie
I
on
remember
Netflix or something.
It was a limited series when it was first released,
Yeah.
so it was like separate movies,
Very
like
exciting.
how it was when it was released.
I don't want
It
to
was
get my
like
hopes
two
up, but I get my hopes
movies.
up every time for Stephen King. I'm like, this one was about pretty much a guy who comes to town, and the whole town, he doesn't know this, but the whole town are vampires. The whole town.
Oh wow.
They all turned each other, and
There's
they.
a movie like that, 30 Days a Night. or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But that probably came from. Salem's Lot has been around for like a minute. It's one of his OG books.
And Resident Evil 8.
Yeah. It's as OG as the It, I might say.
Yeah.
It's as OG as
It's
that.
iconic.
So to hear that they actually like came out with like did a whole like good production.
Is the trailer good?
Trailer looks good. I don't know if you saw the trailer.
No,
They
I just remember
released-
seeing the title of the article. I was like, "Ooh!" And I was
It
like,
looks good. It looks like it's the guy from The Conjuring.
Words jump scared you.
The guy from The Conjuring. The guy from The Conjuring
man.
directed this. So we'll see if it's actually
Interesting.
like,
a Blumhouse.
accurate. I'm very excited. I shouldn't be excited, but I'm very excited.
Your man Skarsgård, since you guys love The Crow, he's also doing another movie. You know what that is?
What is it?
Nosferatu.
He is.
That's
He's
crazy.
Nosferatu.
He's got a good
He
voice.
probably would be a good
Yeah,
Nosferatu.
different voice.
He doesn't. I feel like they should have hired like a vocal coach for him to like coach him on how to sound. It almost was like they didn't do that.
They should
And
have
he
just left him Swedish.
They should have just left him sweet.
Whatever.
I said that. I go. That's his accent. Just leave him the way. If you wanted an English accent, you should have hired an actor who could do that.
You should have just done the Pennywise voice again.
Really?
Now he's got it down packed.
But I'm very excited about. As you can see, Salem's Lot. I feel like
Is that the shirt?
this
Is
is
the
good.
shirt Salem's Lot?
Oh,
It's one word. You're really two words on it.
Show the camera.
Yeah, show the. There you go.
The
So-
camera this way.
Yeah. So at least we're getting back into spooky season. We're getting scary, getting released.
nice spook. I love
things.
spook.
And everyone's, I don't know. How do you think that Agatha Long show will be? By
I
the time
think they
people
should
hear
have
this,
released it in
that
October.
first few episodes might be out, but
They should have released it in October, but that's none of my business. I don't know.
it'll
what
be
they're doing.
it'll be done by then.
Yeah,
It's gonna be done
and
on Halloween.
On Halloween.
Like think
Last two
about
episodes
it.
are coming out like on Halloween.
It would be like if like the Santa Clauses ended in January, which it did.
It's true.
It'd be like you're still talking about Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be okay.
I think it's gonna be okay.
I think so. I think it'll have its ups and
they have a
downs.
lot of. People
I think so.
But I'm hoping it will be better than completely different, but better than Secret Invasion, which
Please.
Yep.
was still we found entertainment,
Yep.
and even though I think the majority of people shit on it.
I just watched the recap for that.
Okay,
How'd it feel?
The recap for Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Disappointed with that recap.
Too long. The recap.
Too
was
long. I was like,
Yeah, the editing of the recap.
I don't know when he did this because it was not with
He
me.
didn't want you involved.
yeah. I was like, she doesn't need to see this.
Because I went, what?
You probably
This
would
is
have
the
just
first time
turn
I'm
the
here.
shit up.
This is the first and last time I'll probably hear about
Yeah.
this, but I was not there for this, so.
Any thoughts about that before we move on?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's another movie that you guys saw, but I'll take a brief turn. A little bit of like setup. I have not seen this movie. However, I hadn't seen other movies in the franchise either up until past couple weeks ago. I'd always wanted to. For some reason, I never was like, let's sit down and watch this movie. I think they'd be on TV. And I was just like, never catch it from the start, never really gave it the opportunity. So I watched Alien and I watched Aliens.
Nice.
What do you think?
I like them both for different reasons. I would say if I had to pick one that I liked more, I liked Aliens more.
Yeah. I agree.
Alien was it's like, I always try to like put myself like back in time. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't been spoiled with all this stuff I've gotten to see since then. And Alien is just this little quiet movie that I like. Now I understand like more like the Simpsons reference when like Santa's little helper is like running in the ducks of school and licks Willie's feet. Like, oh, that's the scene from Alien. When it comes up behind him up in the.
I'm glad you did watch it because they do make references in this new movie to those movies.
Because my understanding, this movie takes place in between timeline wise, right?
Yeah.
So, and I heard. No, I mean we'll get to, it, but yeah, Alien. It was like. It was pretty good. It was kind of like it felt like a small movie. It's like they had like one or two sets. It was just kind of like got this area, you got that area, and like there's something running around, and you'll see it from time to time. I love the whatever you call it, like the stop motion when the alien births from the dude's chest. That part's classic and all, but the part I guess I hadn't seen before was the part where it goes.
Oh yeah,
it runs off screen. That part tickled me. I was just like, that part was amazing. And then I guess they grow up fast. That was the same alien.
yeah.
And you just in real time.
Yep.
You would call it. Yeah. So Aliens, on the other hand, the James Cameron movie, made between Terminator and Terminator 2, so he was at the height of his powers and all that. Before the Blue Kitties and Titanics of it all. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just like super. It was a longer movie, but I felt like it moved along really well. And I don't know, like that dude just knows how to make movies.
It's like experienced director.
Yeah,
Like, you know.
I was trying to like look stuff up as I was reading about it. Like I was talking to a not Google. I was like Google Copilot, no, Microsoft Copilot, the AI, and it was like talking about like there was some like drama behind the scenes of like Ridley Scott wanted to make the movie, but I think it took too long to make, and he was obligated with other projects by then. And they got someone, experienced who had a vision for it. It just wasn't the vision that he would have had. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like there was British staff involved, and they even like, I don't know, they walked off set or something. It's like I think they had a hard time adjusting to an American director, stuff like that. But I don't know, I think you got the last laugh. It's a very well received movie, right?
Yeah.
That movie's awesome.
The movie was good.
So
You know that really tall creature guy?
Oh, we're talking about the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a real guy.
Oh, yeah.
They just put him, he's
Pip, pip,
the
pip.
tallest man or something like that.
okay, so you saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw it.
I was trying to decide. Do I watch every movie in the franchise? I mean, I expect for like Alien vs. Predator, which I did see the first one.
I like
Because I know those are probably not in the canon or whatever. But like, do I watch the third one? Do I watch? I was gonna go back and watch Prometheus and whatever the one that came after that was called. Covenant. Yeah. I was at least gonna watch those two, which I guess are like prequel movies. You think that's the way to do it? Watch those two.
You don't.
I just want to watch movies that are enjoyable. I'm not necessarily watching to understand Romulus. I just heard Romulus wasn't half bad or whatever. Like it might be pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Prometheus was.
I think, both Prometheus and Alien Covenant are like neat films.
Yeah.
They're not like
They're not like standing ovation.
I
They're
think
neat.
Michael Fassbender is extremely attractive.
Oh, then you're gonna fucking
Yeah.
There's so much Michael Fassbender.
So I just
I don't want to spoil something that happens, but god damn it, if you
sounds like I should watch it then.
Oh yeah.
All right, fine. Maybe that'll be my homework between these next episodes. We'll see.
I can't wait to say it because you're gonna be like, yeah, it sure does happen.
Something's gonna happen with that movie, and I can't wait. Well, I can, but okay. So Alien Romulus has come out pretty recently. It sounds like you guys saw it. Mm-hmm. What happened?
There's some aliens on a ship,
Yeah.
and they try and kill people.
Okay, let me start over.
Kind of like.
What do you think of it?
Okay, all right.
Again.
No, I liked it.
liked it.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable for like whoever did this. Good job. Clap, clap, clap. This is the way it should be done. Like it was pretty. Still, it stayed true to like the lore of everything. I like they introduced new characters. I like how they didn't shy away from being like the final girl that you do in like the Alien movies.
Yeah.
They didn't shy away from that either.
They didn't have to always follow that recipe.
Yeah, that's what I said. But in these movies, it makes sense to do that because aliens. I think he was cute. The puppies came out of the thing.
From watching Aliens, like I think the premise of the movie was like, they go out to only find out that all these people had been like, I don't know what you call it, either I forget if they were killed or if they were just sort of like there was like the people that were sort of like dead in the nests or stuff like that. And I imagine like if this is a movie between those two, as like maybe they're addressing the onslaught that the xenomorphs or whatever did to them.
In the very beginning, this isn't a spoiler, it's just a plot. They want to get off of the planet that they're on.
Yeah.
And so they find this ship that's just floating.
Yeah, they said they terraform planets. It takes decades, and they're aliens. So they're following all that lore. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're there and they get a surprise
Cool.
of their life.
I dig it. So, is actually some of this movie like on an actual planet?
Yes.
Some
Yeah.
of it,
That is refreshing after watching the first two, where Sigourney Weaver gets, she's in like, no, actually, I was wrong about that. It was a misunderstanding. I thought that she was like almost back at Earth, or no, she was. Yeah, she goes all the way back to Earth. She's almost, and she's like in a, what do you call it, like space station thing, like being treated for her wounds. And I'm like, she's this close. So I'm like, is the Earth livable? Like, I think it is. But no, she just goes back out into space. Like, she didn't get to go home. It made me sad, even though I don't think she cared. I'm sad for her.
I think this one was really good.
I just want to see alien on a planet, you know?
I think this was pretty good in the fact that you're like rooting for the people to get off of the planet, like in that moment, and then go, uh-oh, like
Spaghetti-o.
you know what I mean? Like you're like, okay, I see why you want to get off of the planet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's any better, without spoiling anything.
Okay. But you don't hype it up too much. Realistically, was there stuff about the movie? Like, was it too long? Was it kind of dull in places?
Yeah, no, there's definitely some stuff in the movie that
I'm sure it's not perfect.
No.
I feel like it did run a little long. Like I feel like if they stopped at a certain place, they could have.
There's like,
So I personally, I think there's a lot of stuff about the movie that's like not great, and like we were even talking, it was enough for when we came out of the movie for us to be like joking about parts of it for a long time and like making like crazy jokes for a while, just because it's like that really happened in the movie.
okay.
But at the same time, if like you pay attention to the movies you're watching, it there's like so much setup for everything that happens in the movie.
Yeah.
So it is kind of like how the original Alien is, where you have like the establishing shots of everything, and you see like, oh, okay, this stuff is going to be used later in the movie. So it's like this movie kind of does the same thing, even to the extent of like the pictures on the wall that was like, oh, cool. Like if you think about this, it's kind of like that. And so like, that stuff was neat, but there's definitely, yeah. And without getting too much into it, it's like hard to suspend disbelief of things when it's like so crazy.
Yeah.
Me,
so
it's that
crazy.
one thing that I'm like, that makes zero sense.
Yeah, because that whole thing with the like,
The girl.
yes,
That's saying it.
yeah, it was like what? Like that doesn't even make sense. Why
Get on a plane like that? Like that?
Why would you do that? You don't even know. Like, and the look up, like look up. What?
Yeah.
You guys didn't see that shit? Do this?
Yeah.
But there's plenty of stuff like that. But it's still a fun movie.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. What other topics? I know Matt had to step away for a second, so I'm not sure which ones. Or I could take a turn. I think is I only watched like one thing, and that was like maybe released like in the past year, and it's not even like a new release. And it's a TV show. We've been talking about movies the whole time, so it's like we could pivot, or I could talk about something extremely random that I watched. I'll talk about the extremely random one because I'm sure you'll all have thoughts. I've been watching this show called WWE Rivals. Okay.
I've heard of it. I don't know. I've heard of it.
So for me, it's like nostalgia candy of when I was a big wrestling fan, and I was probably into wrestling for like at least 10 years, like middle high school to like whatever 10 years after that, and then at some point I finally gradually fell off with it. But it makes me want to like consider getting back into it. I'm like, I watched Love Is Blind and The Circle. I was like, I kind of like didn't occur to me that like that's part of like the early DNA of like getting into it. It's like it's a soap opera, it's whatever you want to call it, but then there's like actual real physical injuries mixed in with it too, and like, you know, all the things that happen with that, or sometimes. So this WWE Rivals show, each episode is focusing on like, you know, like a rivalry that company is very proud of, essentially. Like it did good business for them, to refresh my memory, it's like, you know, like there was like Undertaker and Kane. It was like for anyone who's like familiar with wrestling, it's like, I mean, I think everyone knew about the Undertaker, but then like they introduce like, oh my God, you have a brother. You thought that he was dead, but he's not. And it was just all about like the era of like when I was into it and like everything that sort of like led up to it. So it's like when I became a WWE fan, I was just like, oh man, what's the story behind these people? And I went on whatever like 2005 internet and like looked it up and learned about it and stuff like that, and like watched old matches and stuff.
I remember being
on LimeWire, probably.
The Hardy Brothers. The Hardy Brothers were like a big thing too.
Yeah.
I follow one of the guys' wives on TikTok where she's like super goth girl. Their kid is like the goth baby, they call her, and she's more famous than the Hardy Bros. She gets more visits than him, and I was like, how?
Yeah, the Hardy Boys are cool.
They were cool.
Yeah, so I don't know. For some reason, just watching that show is just like, oh, take me back to the good old days. You know, and talking about like Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock, and this oh yeah, it was like Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero of like, I don't know, just like the luchador wrestlers that were just like so much fun. And that one was like really sad. If you want to watch a wrestling like retrospective thing about like the rivalry between these guys, because they were like such good friends, and you know, like some of them, like there was like one or two where like they actually like didn't get along behind the scenes, like the Shawn Michaels and Bret Hitman Hart, because there was like the Montreal screw job, there was the competing company WCW. Everyone's contracts like conveniently expired, and like, yeah, I'm switching to the other one. And they were afraid that he was going to take like the WWE championship on the other show, like wipe his ass with it or something, because there was like a women's champion who like basically tossed it in the garbage. They get a little behind the scenes. They don't exactly say like how they decide, like they write who will win each, but you know who was a writer for WWE that hosts this show?
Who?
Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's the host of this Rivals show that I'm watching.
Oh,
he's kind of like having a similar like roundtable discussion as well, while they show plenty of clips and then
that's cool.
interview people and stuff like that. The guy who, I mean, The Undertaker was like, you know, like past retired, and now he's like completely dropped the character. He's just like, he must have been like a higher up guy in the company too. He's just like, oh man, those guys were gnarly. But yeah, which one was I on? I was like the whole different thing with the two companies, WWE and WCW.
Did they talk about the Drop Bear?
Drop Bear?
The guy who dropped by accident in the WWE deck?
Oh, his brother?
His brother, yeah.
No, they didn't get on that with like the rivalry. But
like where he literally did the jump and
yeah, he did
didn't catch him, or
that was like in a rehearsal too. I think, right?
Oh, geez.
And he landed and died.
Bret Hart's brother, no one hurt. Yeah,
Bret.
So the one that'd be for like, you know, the Bret Hart, who was going to switch shows. They're worried like he was going to like wipe his ass with the title or something on the other show, so they didn't let him win, so they screwed him and all that. And then like he actually like had a lot of resentment, but then like they show like these men are older, much older now. Shawn Michaels was like, I was, you know, like I've learned a lot since then. Like I was, you know, trying to, you know, be a star. I was trying to, you know, like be at the top of my career. And, you know, like obviously the things I learned now, like I'd never do that nowadays. And like it showed that they're actually like, not to say they're friends, but it sounds like they chat with each other sometimes.
Well,
they show them like, you know, just like having casual conversations. It sounds like they actually get along now. So it's like their lifelong hatred of each other thankfully came to an end. So it's like it was nice to have like this later years epilogue wrap up type of thing that the show did. And then on the other hand, the really depressing one with the Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero was like they were able to have such a fun feud with each other because they were like family in real life. Like they had this storyline where they actually involved Rey Mysterio's actual son, who I think is in the business now. I think he's a wrestler now, but at the time he was like a little child, and they basically were like, Rey Mysterio's not your real daddy. And like I'm glad they didn't really screw up and confuse his child, but they showed his son, you know, like nowadays being like, yeah, they approached me and asked me if I wanted to like do a storyline on this show, and I was like, I don't know. They're like, we'll pay you. It's like, oh. And so he played along and he did it. And like he was there for matches, like pretending to be like sad if his daddy lost and stuff like that. So I don't know. For some reason, watching that show is just a lot of good times.
Didn't what's his face just get like accused of like really bad stuff?
Vince McMahon?
Yeah,
You sure did.
yeah. They can't help but show him in clips because he's there for literally everything.
Everything,
But
yeah.
but he's not.
Talked about.
He's not one of the people that are being interviewed and doing
Okay.
stuff. Yeah, I think Triple H basically runs the company now. He's doing a lot of interviews.
Well,
One of the last episodes I watched, there's 2 seasons of this show. I don't know if they're going to do more, but they might as well. Although I don't have any good feuds they could be proud of. It was something that I feel like I was kind of like not watching wrestling at that point. They brought back The Rock to have a rivalry with John Cena.
Yeah.
And that was one thing where it's like 2 people that had gone Hollywood. John Cena wasn't like full Hollywood yet, but he did The Marine. Do you remember that movie? But it sounds like that was one where like there was like some behind the scenes tension because Twitter was new and they didn't know how to like appropriately like have their personalities on there, and like basically he inadvertently sounds like he like almost like peer pressure bullied the Rock into wrestling again, which is, even though wrestling is quote unquote fake or whatever, you're still like, risking injuries, you're still risking hurting yourself if you land the wrong way or whatever you do.
right.
And so, but they did it, and it sounds like they had great matches, and it was good for the company and all that. But it wasn't until after they like went through all that like John Cena was like, "I'm a weird business person or something," and like I shouldn't have gone about it that way.
Oh, wow.
And he kind of owned up that like he learned things, and he was like, I wouldn't, like I definitely went about it the wrong way of like trying to have a rivalry with The Rock.
Didn't John Cena? He had a reality TV show with his girlfriend or wife, where like he was very like OCD about like certain things, and
I didn't know he ever got married.
I don't think he was married. I think it was his girlfriend,
Oh, wow.
and I forgot what that show was called for a hot minute.
That's the name of the show for a hot
No,
minute.
Dreams.
Good name.
That was how long he was
I'm
married
curious.
to her.
Not
Oh my
long.
God.
I don't think they're together anymore, but
Well, I don't know. I just that was my like not new show, although not that old.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah, it's like it's on Hulu if you want to drop into that wrestling nostalgia at all.
Totally Bella's,
Whoa.
and he was like just boyfriends. I guess was one of them.
Okay,
Yeah,
Cool.
American Grit. Oh.
great. Okay, so talk about the movie The Deliverance.
Fucking
Does
sucks.
anybody remember that movie?
I do. My coworker was like, "This is the scariest movie." I was like, "I'll
It's
take
unwatchable.
It's not unwatchable.
It's unwatchable.
It's unwatchable.
We skipped so much of it that we're like, all right, okay.
Oh, maybe that's
Yeah,
fine.
it was
Yeah, well, because we watched
bad.
40 something minutes of it, and I was like, where the fuck is this movie?
Yeah.
Where is the movie? And then
It's based on that house that Zach Bagans owns.
Yeah,
yeah, but
big
it's
time.
not even based on the
No.
actual
Really not.
And
family.
it's got the
Really
kid from
not.
Stranger Things
It's
in
really
it.
not. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of doing the thing on the family, they make this new family where all the kids are possessed for some reason.
Yeah, that was a weird choice.
Yeah.
They drowned each other. Like I can't.
Yeah.
It's
The
not
real
even
story
scary.
was plenty enough to make a fun, scary movie off of. Why'd you have to like?
Put Jesus in it. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm surprised they didn't do something where it was more like Amityville Horror or
Evangelist,
something.
That's why.
Yeah,
Because Evangelist took over the movie. That's why.
they should have had it end with Zach Bagans buying the house.
Oh my God.
It should have been that. And I
I
said,
like
"Oh my
this
God,
house."
this is an origin story for his origin story about his glasses." I went, "No
That would be
way."
the sequel.
Yeah.
Shit. I was like, no wonder.
2, Part 1.
See no evil.
They knocked down the house apparently.
No, because like in that documentary, he talks about not being able to communicate with them because they had signed a deal
Yeah.
already. I was like, is this the deal that they fucking
Probably.
signed? Because I was like, this was awful.
It was
like you
horrible.
wasted so much. Like that was
I don't know why these people
terrible.
were like, "This is so." It got. Did you read the reviews?
Yes, but so the other thing, yeah. There were so many problems with this damn movie.
Just bad.
It's a slug.
Animation, it was the
It's
cutting.
all, yeah.
I don't even remember how it ends.
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
That's
She speaks in tongues.
Oh.
Tongues. This language. It was bad. Where I'm like, oh, this became a Jesus movie and forced. Forced. Like it was.
what genre is this supposed to be?
Horror.
But it's not.
Wait,
It's
It ends up being like a Hallmark.
Like boring is a doc
Bad Hallmark
is a category of movie.
Yeah. That's no good. Was he going for like artsy? Was just like
No,
okay?
Yeah, not even. It was just boring.
it was going for a Jesus movie, a redemption movie that they advertised as a scary movie.
Yeah, you guys looking forward to Oscar Isaac as Jesus?
So excited.
It's like if they took The Exorcist, a new one, they took out all the possession and horror stuff of it, and they just left the scenes where they're walking around talking.
Yeah,
That's what this movie
You're
feels.
going to school.
That's right.
you're going to school.
Thanks. I'm sold.
And people are saying you could afford all these hard-hitting actors and actresses that are like Glenn Close. You can afford her, but you can't afford to make this movie good.
I can't believe it's in the top 10 movies.
Don't get it. It was number one when we were watching.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's awful.
Yeah.
I went where?
What's the ranking now?
Nobly zero.
Is it a Netflix movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone see the Netflix movie Bodies, Bodies, Bodies?
I heard about that. I heard that was in. It was in movie theaters for a minute, right? Bodies.
I think so.
Oh, I was okay.
Yeah.
Well, now it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's leaving the 19th, so you get your last hurrah to watch it. But
soon.
Did you watch it?
yes, we sure did.
Yeah.
But boy, that's also a forgettable movie. It was another slog.
First of all, for you, it's whatever whatever you thought you knew about it was wrong.
Yeah.
Because you're like, this is a horror comedy.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be. It's noted down as a horror comedy.
There's nothing comedy.
No,
about
there
it.
is no comedy in it at all.
Davidson?
Yes, he sure is. And he looks like Dead Hand from Ocarina of Time. It's like he crawled out of the bottom of a well.
He's got like butthole eyes.
Yeah.
He's
But he
got
looks
some
more
sure
like it.
butthole eyes if I've ever seen.
Oh,
them.
yeah, he does have the raccoon eyes.
He has both
like-
eyes.
They even make
That's
like a
awesome.
slight about that in the movie. They have like him with a little abrasion on his eye, and then he's like, "Oh, my eye hurts from peeling."
He just had really dark butthole eyes. I think.
If there's anything comedic about it, I guess it would be like someone's interpretation of like how a bunch of like, I don't know, like Gen Z girls would like freak out about like
Not
murder.
having Wi-Fi and a murder.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, the setup is like someone dies and their cell phones don't work anymore, and I guess they're like whatever, like a Verbo house or something equivalent, and far away from anything, and it's nighttime now. And then all that panic ensues.
It was like
It's kind of like a murder mystery.
it was a murder mystery, but it was like they were trying to go for the blackening,
Oh.
but it wasn't as fun by far.
Is the blackening actually
fun
a
at all.
comedy?
And way less humor, like absolutely none. Yes.
It was a humorless movie. It was probably what The Crow should have been.
Well, I think the humor is like the whole ending where it's like, oh my God, that's so funny. This all could have been avoided.
I actually thought the ending was interesting, but not funny. I thought it was like, oh, that's a creative way it all happened.
Mm-hmm.
So
It'll give you a chuckle, maybe. At most. But that's
It's not funny at all. It'll
No.
give you
Well, at the end, only at the end because of the whole. Do you want to spoil it? Do you
Yeah,
want
give a
to?
shit.
Everybody wants to spoil it. Pete Davidson killed himself from playing with a sword.
accidentally.
See,
He was trying to make a he was trying to make a TikTok type video, so they saw that they find his phone, and it was like it has like the repeating clip of
So there was
he
no
tried filming
murder.
with the sword.
there was absolutely no murderer in this whole thing. It was just himself. But they all were blaming each other because they thought there was a murderer on the
and
premises.
then they
It's
all
a fun
kinda,
concept,
and then
but-
they all kind of kill each other.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes. They sure do.
Yeah, they.
bodies.
Mm-hmm.
No, they actually.
Then they play a game. Some body game. Where,
No, never mind. Fuck me.
Where like it's like Clue. It's like Clue, and then they try and figure out who murdered the person, and then they also like play this weird slapping game to I think figure out who like who's gonna be the murderer or something weird like that part. I kind of like tuned out. I was like, this is weird.
Very strange, like Among Us.
Yeah, kind of like Among Us. And then they're playing it, and then they're like, okay, so nobody's actually dying, but then later on somebody dies, and it's Pete Davidson.
The actress who plays Borat's daughter.
Oh yeah, she's in this movie.
and she's just I guess she's just kind of her character's quiet and timid. That
She
when
plays
she
a
finally
Russian.
starts talking halfway through, I'm like, whoa, she's got like a really thick accent, which I guess is probably the actress's nationality or something like that. But I thought that she changed her accent halfway through the movie, but I guess she didn't really talk much. The movie starts with her viciously making out with her girlfriend, though.
It sure does.
It's
Interesting.
Like a tattoo
Yeah.
music video.
Oh,
It really was.
I guess some people think that's funny. They're like, well, this movie's a comedy.
Yeah. Two girls kissing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I felt like there was
Forgettable.
Yeah, there was a lot of like dullness of like them just like chatting up about like their drama outside the house, which rationalizes why they must be the one killing people. And just like, okay, sure. And that was basically it. They impale one. She impales the dude with like, I don't know, like a stone. Was she? Like there was like I called him Matthew McConaughey's stunt double.
Yeah, she slammed him over the head with a kettlebell.
His catchphrase would be okay.
He sure would have.
It was like off-brand McConaughey. They think that it couldn't have been any of the girls, it must have been him, so they freaking kill him. And then one girl just has a gun there.
Oh.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So yeah, there's bodies. But I started trying the fast forward technique briefly, but I actually didn't need that much fast forward. I felt like there was must have been like a little second act dip, but then after that, it felt like it was more or less not so bad. The movie's not too long. Yeah, so it wasn't awful. It just definitely wasn't what you thought it was.
Sounds bad.
Yeah,
I was expecting it to be at least a little funny.
Yeah, I thought the ending wasn't bad though. I kind of liked the wrap up of like it was just built out of complete misunderstanding. That part I thought was neat.
I know when Rachel was looking for a movie the other day, that was one of the movies that we paused on to see what it would kind of look like.
I went, no.
And she's like, this looks boring.
I literally was like, the trailer
Listen,
for it
much.
looks boring.
You're correct.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay. So in terms of you finished Kite Man?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The season finale, very funny. Like
Lot of
I was like, every minute was like hysterical. I really, I really enjoyed the season. If you enjoy Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, that would be. I mean, the earlier versions, the earlier seasons.
Seeing Darkseid go to the pet store.
Oh yeah, no. That's so dark. The whole because he was in the whole last episode, like the whole thing where you got to see him, and he was like, "You guaranteed me that this chip would work." That I would be able to track the Malice's cat.
Oh my god.
You guaranteed it.
Your daughter fall out.
Yeah, and he made the counter guy his slave, like his, because you did that, this is your punishment.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And the guy just following him around. I forgot who played his voice.
The guy who plays Goliath from Gargoyles. He plays a lot of voices.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he played Darkseid's voice. It was
so
very
funny.
forbidden with the little girl.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! For the past 3 or 4 episodes, he's been watching. Is it Goldilocks?
Yeah.
From the storybook, the girl's storybook, and he's such a good dad. I was like, oh my god, he's so funny. He's like, let her be her independent self. She's allowed to be. He's a very big part of this show, like one of the main characters.
Yeah,
very good, very good. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really good. They wrap up the whole storyline with the anti-life equation, and but they set up season 2 at the end.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
So they knew.
It's always very funny. I feel like they have some within the season. They had some like surprise show up characters from Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy.
Yeah, this episode actually had a hero in it.
Yeah,
Which I feel like. What do you mean?
I'm trying to think. Yeah.
The one who took the anti-life
Yeah,
equation.
you're right. And it's a surprise because you never see it coming. Like it's like,
Oh.
yeah, same voice actor.
Iron Man.
How'd you know?
I've never seen
Oh my god.
No, you just don't see it where you're like, oh, okay, but it was cool. I liked that. I liked how like Kite Man was the only one that could hold.
Yeah, the anti-life
Anti-life
equation. He's the only one who wouldn't get corrupted because he doesn't want anything.
He doesn't want anything. So he was the only one that could hold it without it and he was the only one that they could see the future.
Oh, they did almost like an end game kind of thing where we played this simulation with all these scenarios, and the only scenario where the whole world doesn't get destroyed is if Kite Man uses it.
Kite Man uses it is the only scenario that the world wouldn't end. And it's so funny because he's like, Still not like for hours. Still not getting what it's saying. I can't. All these words.
Just trying to read the
all
equation.
and then he goes, "Oh, it's upside down." After like hours of it, it's just upside down. Oh, that was good. That was as good as him like punching that little kid on live on like a live feed of him destroying a little girl. You know,
Yeah, that was so
not
funny.
even little,
Yeah.
No, yeah.
but
So they'll probably do another season of Harley Quinn before they do another season of this show, right? They'll probably cycle between the two, back and forth, to keep everyone
Yes, I don't know. I always kind of like Kite Man more.
yeah, honestly, Kite Man has a lot more comedy to it. I like both, but Kite Man's kind of up here, and then
Well, he's fresh, so it's
it's
like...
fr- it's as good as like the second season.
That's why I really like the Harley Quinn. Was like the first.
Then you're gonna
season.
love you're gonna like this a lot. Like we were hysterical the last episode because a lot of it was about Darkseid.
Yeah.
And he has like these people who follow him around and sing what he's doing, like a chorus that comes with him of like dark hooded
Oh my god.
that sings what he does, and yeah, it was
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I intend to get back to it. I don't know, for some reason I've been just like my bedtime show's just been watching regular show. And for some reason that's just like the perfect bedtime show.
it is.
Okay. I'd say we have time for one more topic. I know we had a lot, but I feel like it's enough for like another episode. Who knows what else will come along too. Just feel like there's one thing. I'm sorry to you too that we have to talk about what's somewhat fresh in our minds. A week prior, from 1992 or whatever, we finished season 1 of 15.
Oh my god, we did.
That's right.
It was a great season. I mean, that show has just got like magic to
The
it.
Degrassi wannabe.
Yes,
Is
the
it really?
Degrassi
The-
wannabe.
well,
I'm curious because
wannabe
I've
show.
watched like 3 seasons
Well,
of Degrassi.
For people that haven't seen Degrassi.
Yeah, we're working on that. Then we're going to move on to Degrassi.
Yeah, once
Degrassi's
you get to
really-
15.
It's like it's exactly like what like Dare used to teach us. Like
Oh my
it
god!
has
Great.
its moments of like don't use this because
Yeah.
this.
It's just like, I guess that's what Canada knew how to make.
Yeah, it's like
They're both Canadian.
and it was still going through like my high school. Like Degrassi was still like next generation, next.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so what do you want to say about like how they tied up this first season? I feel like it was still
Open-ended. I feel like
Yeah.
they had stuff prepared for like a second season that they wanted to touch upon,
Dude.
which I think they still are trying because we didn't really get too deep into the second season. But boy, is there a huge change in stuff that goes on.
It's true. Plot wise, it's all kind of blurry. But you know how there was Quiet Girl? Quiet Girl in the season 1 finale raised her voice.
Oh my god, yeah, she did.
And I was like, yo.
It was character development.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was actually like very surprised that it was like that's what she sounds like. Not a fan. No, I'm just kidding. Actually,
Oh my god.
no, she like actually was like emoting. She was like actually not whispering anymore. It's like look how these actors are flourishing. They're gonna become amazing stars. I think she's one of the ones still acting.
Yeah, she still does stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, whatever they were doing with what was the Swedish guy and
Oh yeah, Hans.
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Hans and the kid with the alcohol problem. Oh, he's still there.
He's still
Yeah,
there.
he's
Big
still
time.
there.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yep. So his alcohol problem still
Okay.
exists.
sounds like Degrassi, to be honest.
So was the mean girl, but her sister was replaced.
Yeah, the sister was replaced, and her best friend, my queen,
I know.
was dropped from the show.
Yeah,
Who
which
I
is crazy because she was good.
She was really good.
And she had a lot of spice. She was like a crazy fucking manipulative biatch to be able to pull what she pulled off.
Yeah,
And then stare at the lady in her face and be like, yeah, why did this happen? It's like, oh,
yeah,
shit.
and played well by that actress.
Yeah.
I don't know who. You don't know,
You're gonna love Degrassi. I'm just saying that it's the same thing, but like
but so we finished season 1, and then we go right into season 2, and the show it was like gutted or like scrapped for parts almost. Like half the cast is gone. They bring in all these new people that I guess we'll learn and hopefully love one day. But it's just a little like little heartbreaking to be like everyone that we were getting used to.
I think it's a solid mix because at the same time that I was like, oh, like, man, that sucks. All these people, like what they've done with characters already is so monumentally different because Quiet Girl's like going through her like emo Barbie stage. It's crazy.
They all age like 3 years between the seasons.
Yeah,
They're all huge.
Having growth spurts.
Yeah.
And you want to say something? You want to say something to me? Something?
Yeah.
Try to say something to me? Something? He's like making out with every girl in the school. Wow. So he's become like a little bit of a man whore.
Yeah. He's a little Casanova.
Yeah.
Got a haircut, right?
Yeah, he got a
he did get
haircut.
Yep.
Such development.
It's fucking crazy.
Ryan Reynolds grew like 12 feet.
Yeah.
Well,
And he's just like Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drake is in the OG Degrassi.
So
man.
what I can't believe is that the way they play it off is like it's been a week. Or
Yeah. And the one guy moves to China.
He moved to China.
Yeah.
In a week?
Yes. In a week.
And they all
they
got
never
older,
talked
look
about
so
it.
different.
Yeah.
And
the other girl that happened with the drama girl, they never really touched upon her, right?
Not really. She's just kind of like, whatever. And it's nuts. And what do we call her? I don't remember the character name.
Which?
But the girl with the eyes.
Ryan Reynolds' sister's character.
Yes.
Oh.
Girl with the eyes.
Yeah.
She's way better in this season too. And she's also got like more drama stuff going on. She fell in love with the guy, but he moved to China, so now she's gotta find out what's going on. I don't know. I'm interested. I think
they showed her apartment.
for first season, first episode of a new season, I was like, I gotta see what's going on. I gotta know what happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a spin-off, but it's like you get to watch this collection of characters and see how they move on, and then see these new people mix in. These people that have been there for the entire school year. It's not like it's a new school year. It's still whatever.
Okay, so
I think it's like the second week of September type of. I don't know.
Yeah.
School year that will never end in Canada.
Yeah, and they still keep skipping classes to go to that Chinese food place.
Oh, wow. So, Chinese malt shop?
Yeah.
Teachers have storylines.
There are no
teachers.
adults.
There's no teachers at all in this
Degrassi,
school.
the teachers have storylines too.
That's crazy.
Like it has the kids, the teachers.
That's going to be like a whole shock to us.
Yeah.
We'll be like, what the hell is teachers doing here?
Adult problems?
Parents have storylines.
Whoa, ew, parents?
Right now, this show feels like Ed, Ed, and Eddie because it's all kids.
Yeah,
no adults.
yeah, no adults.
It feels like
Always walking around the halls.
it feels like if those kids grew up and had kids, and that's the next that's what it looks like it's gonna be. Like I didn't finish the OG.
Yeah.
But they grow up and have kids, and those kids become the next.
Oh,
Degrassi.
shit.
Yeah, like it's. I'm telling you, it was running through my high school, and it was started when I was too young to watch it.
Wow.
I wasn't allowed to watch it. Damn. Because it had some sensitive topics.
Is it still going on?
I don't know.
Some would say.
It might still be going on. It went a very long time. I remember seeing it during the summer and being like, oh,
I think there's still new Degrassi. It's just called something else. Because I remember seeing an
Next
ad
Generation
for like
or-
some other Degrassi thing.
Wow.
There's a whole. Let me look.
Well, like General Hospital's still going on, right?
Yeah.
It's just General Hospital for teenagers.
I guess I just
Our
thought
generation.
something like that would like keep going.
Hey, I wish 15 kept going. So you can see Ryan Reynolds is like,
Still going.
yeah,
there.
it's still
Well, now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he still has to do it because he doesn't want to like bite
Yeah.
the hand that
There's
feeds.
13
my
seasons.
And he's like, the school year's almost over.
13 seasons of Degrassi?
There's 13 seasons of the OG Degrassi.
Oh, my God.
season of Degrassi. One was the
OG
latest season.
Degrassi.
OG Degrassi.
Oh, gee.
Then there's the Next Generation episodes.
Like the 5 times speed.
Nickelodeon is what it was on
Yeah.
originally.
Yep. And Noggin.
Canadian
Or something.
Nickelodeon was a Canadian production, so it must have been on.
They had it on Teen Nick here. Played on Teen Nick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was in syndication. Or
Yeah, that's true.
2022, HBO canceled the Degrassi show.
Wow.
But it
HBO.
started.
Shouldn't it be
Yeah,
Paramount?
it moved around, I think. Let me see when it was first.
It'll come back.
Yeah.
As soon as you guys start watching it, it'll come.
Oh,
back.
my God.
Yeah, there's a need for it over here in this.
2001
That's when it started.
is when
Wow.
it started. It felt like earlier than that. It feels like earlier than that. I think I might be watching
Degrassi, The Next Generation.
The Next
2001.
Generation.
Oh.
Degrassi High.
I was watching the Next Generation.
1987.
1987.
I was watching the
moly.
Next Generation is the one that's like with Drake and
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
The next gen with Geordie LaForge.
So we got to start with old school.
Yeah, it says Degrassi High was 87 to 91. And
Yeah.
his 15 shows like
Yeah,
right
all
after
the
it ended.
way. That's what I said. Degrassi's been going on.
15 filled the void.
I wonder if the parents from this generation, they actually were in the OG show because they talk like they were like knew each other
Maybe.
from
I
school
hope so.
and all
That'd
this
be
stuff
nuts.
happened.
I can't imagine having to watch.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
it's
up
gonna be
one of
so.
the stories of it right now, not knowing anything about him, but he's in both.
He's in both. See, I was telling you.
A lot of lore in that, apparently.
I mean, like I watched.
And if it's good, I'm going to be invested in it.
I
All of a sudden, you're talking about, yeah, but now he's an adult and he's doing it.
I watched the Next Generation and wasn't confused from there. Like I was
Yeah.
like, oh, they have a relationship. They explain it. It's not like they don't. But I that's what I remember my cousin watching and being like, what are you watching? Oh, it was a big deal that like one of the characters what came out was like a very big deal like in the 90s. Like that happened on TV and it was
They go to class?
yes.
Wow.
Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't. But you know.
Yeah.
They do have a classroom set with teachers who interact.
Yeah, that's weird.
Wow.
And there's one episode with like I think it's like eating disorder, and then there's one with like a school shooter and like
This one's mostly saying a guy's an alcoholic with never showing it.
no. These people actually show the gunmen come in and like shoot people.
They have like a vending machine that it must serve alcohol.
I think so.
Because the way they talk about it, like, you're getting another drink? It's like,
They show
Oh,
cheating.
all
They
right.
show some people cheating on each other and like legit
Nice.
high school stuff.
Okay, so plenty more as we
Yep.
keep,
Always room.
just enjoying this whatever nostalgia trip of the 90s this show is. Anything going on, or is that the light of the... Oh, absolutely. Whoa.
I do. I have some since in honor of it being fall or about to be fall on the 21st. I have some fall facts for you.
Fall facts.
Okay.
Quick
So
finish fall facts?
fall facts. Fall
Did you know that if you fall from
you get some facts.
a height and break your bones,
Get facts.
you probably have cancer?
The word autumn comes from a Latin word autumnus, which originated in the 1300s to replace the word harvest, which was used to describe both the season and the act of harvesting.
That is interesting.
And then people who are born in autumn live longer. A study of Journal of Aging Researchers found that babies born during the autumn months are more likely to live to 100 than those born during the rest of the year. A study found that 30% of the U.S. census.
It cancels out because lefties don't live as long.
The studies found that 30% of U.S. centurions, which is people living past.
They still have centaurs?
Yeah, born during the 1800s.
Optimus Prime joke before.
When you feel it, you say it, Kyle.
Their studies found that 30% of the U.S. centurions born during the 1800s to the 1895 were born in the autumn months.
What the hell?
Wow.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
Got this.
You are technically November, right?
Yeah. Oh, all right.
I wasn't
Yeah.
sure either.
That's why me and Matt have 5 minutes. We're going to die.
Eventually, hopefully not anytime soon.
Our luck is beyond our control. We can't even
Winter's
choose when we're
December
born.
21st, right?
Crazy.
Yeah, but I'm near the colder stuff. That's why I was like, oh, I don't know if that's gonna count as fall.
You're the beginning of November. Shush.
It's cold.
Are you having Thanksgiving? It's before Thanksgiving. It's fine.
Wow.
That's how it works. I don't know.
That's how it actually works.
All right.
Anything after is Christmas.
Dang. That is so fucking
Once
true.
you see Santa at that parade.
It's done. It's Christmas time.
It's Christmas.
I put on my Christmas decorations. I see Santa in that parade. Oh,
I probably when I leave here today, I'm gonna see some Christmas decorations.
probably.
Whoa. Earlier every year. You know? Okay, so so
So if everybody could see the cameras right now, if youtube.com/SpaceSamBoni, if you're joining part of the podcast, you get to see our faces.
whoa.
You'll notice that we have some nice cameras, and Kyle looks all nice and crisp. I called Tony and Rachel crunchy because they look all nice. And then me and Matt look like we still came out of the old show.
That's okay.
So, we actually filmed this out of sync. So me and Matt tried to time all of our responses to you guys on the new equipment. But we filmed this part 4 weeks ago.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah, so we had to assume and make a lot of estimated guesses as to when people were going to say things.
That must have been so hard.
Yeah, and because of that, I didn't get to watch Batwoman.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I get
because
Because you're 4 weeks ago, Alex.
Yeah, 4 weeks ago, Alex. I haven't watched it yet,
Right.
but
So-
I will.
You made really solid predictions about Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, though.
We've been standing around a crystal ball for like a month
Yeah.
in preparation.
Yeah.
trying to
Okay.
figure out.
All right.
That's right. I love talking.
Okay, so in lieu of that, is there any upcoming release that you want to talk about in the same way, since your crystal ball predictions? Agatha,
Nosferatu's gonna bomb.
Nosferatu. will be the
Salem's Lot's gonna bomb.
Shut your mouth. Shut your
else?
past mouth. Dare
I'm
you
lowering
disrespect-
expectations.
But that new the new announcement they're going to make around the end of September. That show.
big thing, that big show that's
yes,
going to be
yes,
coming
it's gonna be a
out.
big show.
Yep, it's going to be huge.
Damn, all right.
Fucking gigantic.
Can't wait.
It's going to be psyched. Nuts.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning
I'm
in.
Alex.
Oh, man.
I'm Rachel.
This is Tony.
I'm Kyle.
I think we just got a whoa.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Our predictions were flawless.
The ending was.